morning, everyone here in South Africa. My name is Southern Sal. Welcome to my channel. I've got my friend from Australia. She is good afternoon. Pipet, how are you?
Well, it's actually closer to dinner time, but yes, it's been quite a nice day here, so yeah, I'm doing well. Got things beeping all around me, but who the hell knows what they are, so yay! How are you, Sal? What's it been like over there?
Um, yeah, you might hear some buzzing in the background. So we are in a heat wave. Um, so I don't think I'll be able to do this without the fan. Really sorry about the buzzing, but I'm hoping that our voices are clear enough to overcome the buzzing and beeping and everything.
It's sort of, hey, Peter. Um, yeah, I don't mind how hot it gets as long as it's the air's moving. So yeah, I'm the same. As long as you've got a fan, I'm a happy clam.
You're a happy clam.
Well, I'm a happy chappy person, whatever you want to call me. Well, within reason.
So yeah, no, it's been too hot here. You just sit and the air is so hot that you just the sweat is just pouring off you, and you know I'm like a little bit of a bigger girl. So I think like only bigger people would like feel the heat badly, but no, it's everybody. Everybody is just
Everybody.
struggling with the heat.
Hi,
And
Zed. Welcome.
dissipate in like 4 days or so. So once
Oh,
again,
what a,
well,
we've had a whole one day of summer this year so far. A whole one day. Woo! It sucks. It sucks ass. I want heat. So send it to me immediately.
I'm trying. Um, the ocean is too big, and
Okay. I
somebody
have a
else.
serious. I have. We have some serious business to get to today. 5 years of observation, Sal. Happy birthday, Observation Day. Whee!
Yeah, it's been long. I don't know how I kept it up. Um, actually, alarms helped me to be a little bit consistent. And I have a job now, so it's difficult to keep everything up. But my boss is very cool. He catches me sometimes holding the clouds. Doesn't really say anything about it. So I'm very happy about that. But yeah, 5 years. It should have been a little bit more than 5 years now. Originally, I did start in like July 2018. Then I broke my phone, so I lost like 6 months with photos. And
So you
that
had
was
to
very
rinse and repeat.
yeah. And I don't know, man. Do flat earthers even accept extrapolation? Like you can take one photo at a specific time, and then time and date will help you, with your own from your own spot on the earth. They will give you all the information you need. And I know that there's a lot of people who they say do your own research, but when you do your own research, it doesn't mean that you are you have to be alone. You stand, or should I say, we stand on the shoulders of giants. There are like hundreds or even thousands and thousands of people who came before us who already did the hard work for us. And they show you how they did the hard work. They, okay, my friend Mipet, she knows how bad I am at maths.
I was going to
Struggling with
say, if I stood on my shoulders, I'd be crumpled to death in about 10 seconds. But then again,
very.
I ain't no giant. I'm the opposite to a giant.
Yes, you are opposite to a giant. I would. I, I look at the people around me and I think that I'm really, but I'm only like 1.63 meters tall. I'm not even that tall, and a lot of people I come across are way shorter than me. And then I think about the size of the earth. You know, the size of the earth. I don't know. These flat earthers. Sorry, I don't know if I'm deviating or not, but they don't understand scale, magnitude, distance, you know, mass times or mass versus weight, anything. And then I find these guys talking about really complicated things. Like,
Yeah, and that's what I don't get. They have, like, flat earthers in particular, have no concept of scale. How they, like a pool and the ocean are completely different, the size of a tennis ball and the size of the earth are incomparable and they don't get it. And that's what blows my mind.
and it's just, it's so many things. It's just too many things. Um,
Yeah, it's
and
all one on top of the other.
is where you are on the earth. No matter what, you have to, adjust for where you are. So just for brevity, I use only one set of GPS coordinates. So no matter where I am on this property, I use one set of coordinates, and that is what I use for my field photos. Because if I just move my camera slightly in any direction, up, down, forward, or whatever, it is going to change the position of the camera. Because my camera is on the Wi-Fi and it's bloody geotag. So I move that camera and it's going to record a different location where it was before. So just for brevity's sake, I use one set of coordinates. And I guarantee that if bluffs, I don't want to, if flat earthers, and okay, Mipet, I want to tell you now, and to the
Yeah.
people listening, um, I don't think that there is a real flat, a person who actually thinks the earth is flat.
Oh, no, I think that some of the more gullible non people that aren't out there to make money out of it, that are genuinely um, have looked into, are looking into it for themselves. And I think that first um, time that they go, oh, well, I wonder, like, I mean, Nathan Oakley, whatever his name is, sort of goes, oh, yeah, I woke up in the middle of the night and I woke my wife up and said, oh, blah, blah, blah. Well, what a dick to start off with. But, it's how can you all of a sudden go from globe to flat earth? I don't understand that personally. But, if someone gives you that little doubt of maybe, and you're interested enough to follow it up, like you have, Sal, like they said, do your research, and you've done it. It's the same thing on the flat earth side. The flat earth, bloody kings or whatever the fuck you want to call the hierarchy, have said, this is what we think you should believe. Da 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 da, with their stupid voices and stuff, Dubay, the boring bloody asshole, and all that. So I think that, yeah, I think that when a lot of them first start to look into it and are hypnotized by the first sort of year of, with all the people that don't believe or know that it's not and don't believe it, they're pushing it for the money. Yeah, I think that there are some genuine ones out there that do believe until they come to the realization, why was I being so dumb?
Um, yeah. Look, I didn't even know that there was still like a flat Earth community. I think the internet obviously propagated that. You know, people were able to voice their ideas, and then other people say, "Oh yeah, remember that." But I actually, they say, "Oh, you were taught it in school, or you were indoctrinated." Um, when you entered a classroom, there was a ball across on the teacher's table. I never had that. Like it was a flat map on the wall. In my classroom, we didn't have a ball. We had a flat map on the wall. And from a very young age, I always liked to watch the stars. Right? And the stars do things that I don't know. It just doesn't seem plausible on a flat and stationary Earth. Um, what is the Earth like a coin? Well, I don't want to hear like Indian myths of it being like on the back of an elephant. I mean, I'm an Indian, even though I'm South African Indian, but I'm Indian from Indian descent, India, right? And I didn't hear that until I started listening to these things on the internet.
Yeah.
Um, I never knew that people thought it was on the back of a turtle or on the back of an elephant or, waters pouring down the sides of it as it's being dragged through. Well, space is not real, so I don't know where the hell this thing is, you know. So I didn't
Oh,
hear about all this. I came to the internet, I discovered that there were
oh,
people
exactly.
who are having this belief, and um, it doesn't, conform with reality. If you go outside and you look, and Chris, CC, Westchester County, always says this. He says that, if you lay on the ground and you watch the clouds move over. Now, I've done that experiment. I've not lain on the ground. I've put the camera on the ground, right? And it does not move in a straight line in any direction, diagonally straight or whatever it is. The clouds always move in, I want to say a curved path, but that's obviously assuming the ball earth. But I'm not assuming the ball earth. I've watched countless observations, countless. I've taken like, I don't know, 10,000 photos must be by now, you know, of,
And all the videos of, gee, clouds moving in different directions at the same time.
yeah,
Well,
that is one of the most awesome things. The atmosphere is incredibly volatile, very turbulent. I am having Mercury in my southwest skies. If you know, Mercury doesn't deviate too far from the sun. I think it only deviates about 10 degrees on either side. It doesn't go
well,
because it's like the closest planet to the sun. And I'm struggling to see it right now. It's
I
because of
want to know, as a flat earther, I want to know, have you ever seen the dark side of the sun?
The dark side of the sun. How the hell is that?
So Zed is asking you up your audio level because yeah, the fan as it comes around, it
Yeah,
muffles you right out. So
I'm sorry.
Zed's asked, and Robert
This
X, hi. I haven't had a
how
chance because to say hi. I have no evidence either, but at least it might distract you for a while. That's what do your own research also means.
oh
I like it. And Peter,
actually to
behave yourself.
my problem is I discovered that there are adults thinking that the earth is flat when bloody idiot um one of the Nathans were screaming, bro, do your own research, bro. How can
Oh,
you
that would have
believe?
been, yeah, Thompson probably.
Yeah. But there was also, the one who actually pushed me in the right direction was actually Team Skeptic. Because he was explaining to another guy how you can tell, certain things about the motion of the earth. You know,
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
and flat earthers don't understand that there's a difference between angular momentum and like um, what did they call it? What is the 1,000 miles per hour?
yeah. If
Maybe
they
I'm
call it spin rather than rotation to start with, that pisses me off no
yeah,
end.
because you can't measure um, rotation in miles per hour. Miles per hour is like linear velocity. It's not.
Exactly.
Um, it's. I mean, if they drive a car, they should
Yep.
see their revs. You, isn't it? You have to change your gears according to your revs, right? You check the rev counter. Well, you
Yeah.
when you are driving for many years, it becomes like second nature to you.
Yeah, you
You
can
know, you
just hear it when
yeah,
you need to. You just know when you need to do it. Yes.
yeah. Now the Earth, um, not it's not like a motor car, but the same, because flat earthers like to misconstrue everything, like literally everything. They love to be contrarians. I just came off listening. It was an old debate. We call it debates, but we know it's not a debate. It's more like a thrashing of flat Earth. That guy just couldn't understand that if you have one hand at like one level, let's say 10 centimeters off the ground, and then you put your other hand like a little bit higher, so your other hand is like 20 centimeters off the ground, the pressure gradient is different from the top hand to the bottom hand to the ground because we are measuring um, pressure in the air, and it has nothing to do with the actual surface of the earth. And that oak just couldn't get it. He just thinks that, oh, like the whole entire atmosphere is air, so there cannot be a differential. They can't. It's not possible because everything is just air. So
Hello,
I don't
Anicito Maldonado. I hope I said that correctly. Welcome.
welcome. Oh,
Yes.
I'm sorry. Looking at the name, I'm not sure what um, I don't know, want to say language or culture, but me pets, you know how much I love Christian videos?
Yes.
I'm even getting them in Spanish now.
Oh, wow.
In
Anyway,
my
we're
youth,
talking about the flat earth tonight, Sal. No, 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 no. Be
I'm
good.
just, I'm trying. Okay, so the atmosphere is very, very turbulent. You cannot say, that's why we have, like that refraction index and all sorts of things, and it depends on um, your elevation and your height above the ground and all sorts of things. And I'm trying to film in time lapse mode, but because the atmosphere is so shaky, it looks like Mercury's jumping all over the place. So if I present this video, you know, put it on my YouTube channel, I bet you that they won't think that the atmosphere is turbulent. Instead, they will think that Mercury is jumping around. Oh, look, look, this is the true nature of Mercury, which is ridiculous. I know, as I said it, but what can I do? So, Ancieto, what is Ancito? Ancito says, my favorite fluff brag. We're not spinning 1,000 miles an hour, even though it takes the Earth a whole day to do one spin.
And I'm not a flirt. Now I'm hurt. No one remembers me. I
Oh,
rem- I I do
I'm,
remember the name. I do
I'm
remember
sorry.
the name, and I know you're not a flirt.
Trust. I'm sorry.
That,
I
no,
have been trying to be better, but
she
it's
can't
not.
help herself.
It's not I I do have a few things that I've done as like a presentation, to show some of the things. I was gonna put my camera on, but I don't know, Mipet, if your um, internet will handle it, and I don't want to do that to you. But I'm gonna show this little thing. It's such a quick. So what I've done is now I have a file, and since my first photo that I have, the actual photo, um, the evidence of 5 p.m. where the sun was. I started on 1 November 2018, and now we've passed 1 November 2023. So I've been doing this for 5 years, and I've got 5 p.m. for every single day from that day until actually I did the 17th of November. So I can't present everything, but I've done this little this little thing. I hope it's gonna play. So I think it's 58 months of 5 p.m. Constantly and showing the difference from day to day. It is.
It's
Um,
OCD is what it is. But hey,
I had to do it because gloves they have a lot of blocks. So they can move
uh,
coast to coast in any direction. Uh, they do give us a lot of problems, and you think, but this is so basic, and then you want to talk to me about like extremely difficult things like understanding, you know, uh, gravity, like Einsteinian gravity, whatever.
Robert X has a very good point, though. But if the Earth ain't flat, then how do you explain pizza? Sorry,
Pizza's not one of
sorry,
my
not
favorite
sorry.
things, so um, yeah.
Oh God, close your ears, everyone. I've got a berate self for not liking pizza. My God, you'll die in Australia. Pizza's, yeah, we love pizza here.
That's very nice. It's not that I have anything against pizza. Yeah. So yeah, that was my. Did people see that? I did a very quick thing. I will make a video, but I'm often I work 2 weeks and I get 2 days off. So that's how my life is. But I have done a few things that actually show. So I'm showing now my first little clip of uh, 5 p.m. In the beginning, I had no idea what I was doing, so I was very intermittent, and I didn't place the camera, in like consistent place so I can get the actual view. I When I started this, I didn't realize or I didn't know where the actual um, summer solstice would be or the winter solstice, any of those things. So learned a lot of trial and error. I used a lot of trial and error to actually understand what I need to do in order to show what's out there. So,
I mean, they're just such beautiful shots. Some of them, it's just,
yeah, some of them actually came out very nice. I
mm,
had to a long time to. I took all the photos I had, and in the photo I wrote the actual altitude and direction because that changes every day. Uh, you know, okay. I think maybe I should start at the beginning. Um, the way I know the Earth is in motion is wherever the sun is actually the center of our solar system. So wherever the sun is, whether it's above your head, you know, rising or setting, or like completely midnight, where the sun is towards the center of the solar system. Now, me as a person on the Earth, and I like to, I sit in position and I basically don't move for an hour watching the sun set. And it's very interesting because I am in the southern hemisphere and the sun does not move in the southern hemisphere the way it does. And I put move in quotations because, this flat earthers are so terrible that they make you want to write a fucking thesis about just one small thing. Maybe a novel even, because it's not the sun moving relative to me. It's me on the earth moving away from the sun at sunset. So my head is pointing, opposite to where the sun is. I'm at my position is, only straight up relative to the earth. But if I look at my position compared to the sun, my feet are pointing at the sun and my head is pointing away from the sun. And if flat earthers can just realize that they are moving with the earth, and that's why the orientation of the sun keeps changing, they will understand better the shape of the earth.
yeah, they won't ever get it. Well, I mean, most of the like the money grabbing ones, they all know, but they, yeah, they
Yeah,
make
Dave,
shit. What can you say? They make shit up.
I got a list here. I tried to go and find flat earthers who are talking about the sun and how it moves. I mean, you cannot tell me that the sun is going away. After I don't know, what is 300 times 5? That's how many sunsets I've probably filmed already.
1,500.
Yeah. So that's a lot of sunsets. You can't tell me that the sun is going away when, I've taken photos of half the sun below the horizon. If half the sun is below the horizon, where is it going to? Like, you can't tell me that it's going away. I don't know where away is.
Going away, yeah. Oh, hey, Boomer. Long time no see.
Cool, man. Wow. How are you? Only
Yeah.
today, guys.
Oh, he must have
Anything.
woken up the bloody hamsters and got the bloody internet going. Holy shit.
hard today, are we?
Okay.
Yeah, my hamster's working triple times a day.
Assholes. Uh, like I
How's
said,
the heat down there? No heat for you, Boomer? Your pet's
he's
crying.
he's just across the fucking border from me. We haven't got heat here. I've already told you. You got to send it this way. The son that you're taking the photo of, tell it to come over here.
Okay. The one that it's
Do it, do it.
one the sun is really bright and shiny. And in this one, you can see we are in March, and the sun's going towards the right now. You see those clouds? I mean, why would they do that on that flat Earth? See, exploding sun. Did you see that?
Yes.
I think Gina Maria would have a heart attack if she saw that sun.
Oh my God.
Is something happening with
Was
the sun?
this was this when you were using your the welding goggly contraptiony thingy?
Yeah, still using that contraption. I built a contraption for myself to hold my because flat earthers they say not they say they never like to use a tripod. They hold the phone or camera or whatever it is and they walk around and everything's not nice. So I decided that I'm going to build this little contraption and keep my phone still. Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I can still hear you.
This I borrowed my child has this what do you call it? Sound box or whatever it is. You
Oh.
plug the mic and it makes it's got even like sounds, like cheer and embarrassed and there's a gun. It's very cute. So I'm using his little contraption with his little mic and everything. But the jacks are very small. That's the problem. The jacks are missing. So
Yep.
if I'm a little bit too far, I'm going to take everything with me. Um,
Okay.
Ran
The
off for a
problem
little.
is, hang on, Robert's got a question. The problem is, or not a question, the problem is that no piece of evidence will ever convince the hard earth flat earthers, well, the hardcore flat earthers. Well, it's not trying to convince them, it's trying to convince that they shouldn't be ripping people off. That's what you're trying to convince them of. Or that, you know, then again, you've got the really stupid people. Well, true, Aniceto. JM did carry movie equipment and it was very expensive and shit. And then there was Bob, what's his face, that got the $20,000 bloody
A gyroscope,
gyro.
baby.
Yeah, the
I know he's passed away, and I'm really sorry about that. But the guy did try to, you know, prove his point. He had a point, and he wanted to prove his point, and he went out and did what the hell he had to do to try and prove his point. It's a pity that he was wrong. He just went on to demonstrate that, what every single airplane in the world demonstrates like every single time it takes off or lands or rides in the air, whatever the hell. Gyros, um, you know, document the motion of the Earth. And Bob, and um, he demonstrated the 15 degree per hour drift. How do you get away from that? You say, oh, maybe it's the whole sky moving. No. Yes, I mean, yes, the whole sky is moving, but we cannot measure the whole sky because we're not putting the gyro on the sky. It's on the ground. And
Yeah.
um, Ethan
And
Thompson
yet,
went to Bob's house. They filmed it. He put it on for Nathan Thompson. He put it on. The moment he put it on, it started measuring. Then they said, "Oh, that's a ring laser. We
wow.
want a mechanical one." So they prompted a flat earther to actually build a mechanical gyro. And what happened? That thing also
Same
measured.
result. Woo.
Yes, you know,
Oh, that's interesting. Boomer's just said Chemo's retired from Discord. He's a TikToker because kids are easily fooled. That part is disgusting. Glad he's gone
disgusting.
from Discord, but
Nothing
now he's fucking, yeah, now he's fucking being a
going,
groomer.
taking, well, how do I say it? Following the path of fucking Riley. I'm sorry to say,
They're just all slimy and
but
disgusting as far as I'm concerned. They're just
you know, did somebody
TikTok
come and,
is for children, or
yeah,
used to be more young young people, not these icky ooey bloody ooeys. Sorry.
and we do live in the age of the internet. You and Google is not the fucking answer. Google is the fucking first step to
Is the
looking
tool.
for the answer. You go to Google, you say, "What is the rotation of the Earth?" Google is so fucking stupid that it's words. It doesn't word things nicely because it's just a general overview. General. Then you click into the link, whether you're going to whatever.edu or whichever university. I like to use a university, at least you're getting some practical information. Then you go into the actual thing and you find out, wait a minute, it's not as baseline as Google tried to tell me. Google is not the answer, guys. There's something deeper than Google. There are other websites where the actual answers are.
Although Boomer's just brought up a good point. Bob proves rotation. Jaron improved curve. And then he wrote, "What can't fatties do?" But I think he meant flatties. And then
Yeah,
it's
even when Rand
interesting.
gave a speech that thing at Blackpool, it's because, as you can
Peter,
see
behave yourself.
in my profile photo, that is perspective. What's below that point cannot rise above that point, and what's above that point cannot go below that point. That's perspective. That's the only thing about perspective. But when we are looking at the sun, moon, or the stars, clouds, it's not really perspective because those things don't just converge on the horizon or at eye level or whatever it is. Disappear below the horizon or appear from below the horizon to above the horizon. That is not perspective.
No, they do, like literally, they don't know what refraction is. They don't know what perspective is, or under. Well, they may know what it is. They don't understand what it is or what it means. Ah,
What happened?
what? What was that big noise?
I don't know, but am I still here?
I can hear you. I
Oh,
don't know. Can
wonderful.
you guys hear us? That was freaky noise.
Dream.
Hello. Oh,
I can hear you.
wasn't me. Well, the chat's still going.
So it's live, 40 minutes, 7 people are watching. Um, 5 people. I hope.
Well, they're enjoying Yes, you're both there. Yay, we're still here. All right. Something very
Wow,
weird. Some
guys.
noises just happened. Ugh,
Because
I get
if
excited by noises.
in South Africa the network is not so reliable.
Gee, what a surprise. Something not reliable in South Africa.
So what
Don't
I've
worry,
done,
shit's not very reliable in Australia at the moment either.
what is reliable? The scientific method. How? Okay, the scientific method is not hard and fast. Sorry about that analogy, but never regret your past. Um, so, so, you have to do it the way you can do it to achieve the goals you want to achieve. So, for me, in my scientific method, I had, well, I still have one set time that I do everything for, which is 5 p.m. Now I've done other times, 4:30 p.m., 8 a.m., 12 noon, and solar noon is very difficult, but I'm working on it. Um, so if I have these numbers for each day, I can build a model, which in science apparently is very important. You've got to be able to build a model. Once I figure out how to do that, I'll be A for away.
Oh, goodness me. Oh, yes, I'm not very good at typing and Googling. Well, I can Google things, but I like to just tell people not to Google things and then they do it for me. So, yeah.
And
Sorry, that's a bit terrible, isn't it?
the
It's a bit
only
mean.
reason, well, maybe not the only reason, but one of the reasons why we can't feel the Earth move, you know, it is moving like, I think more than 100,000 kilometers per hour in its, orbit around the sun. So uh, the Earth covers a really vast distance in the 365 whatever days, and it's got to do that somehow. But we don't feel it because we are on it. We were born on it. We evolved on it. It was already moving by the time we appeared on it. We were born on it. Like
Yeah.
it's always from since the dawn of the solar system. It's been moving. You know, some other objects may have been knocked about by some other objects and changed trajectory and whatever. But
Yeah. And things bump
um,
into each other.
yes, and I find the solar system to be very, calm and boring. God damn it! I mean, sorry. Uh, the God who put us here, apparently, according to some believers out there, he put us on the most boring planet in the most boring solar system. Like our star is one of the most stable stars. Not it's a variable star, but it only varies like only 0.1%. It's so almost like nothing. Everything's so stable and calm, and
It feels like that at the moment with all the natural disasters happening around the world, but hey, real
like the
stable style.
storms of other planets. It's just that there are no people there, whatever.
I know what you mean. Sorry.
And
Uh,
people there. We only feel it because we feel it. We are here to feel it. If we weren't
yeah,
here to feel it, the Earth would have these storms. It would carry on doing its thing.
Mm.
It has
Well,
nothing to do.
we've
We
got a few
just
good comments. We've got Peter saying we only feel acceleration, not constant speed, which is true.
yeah, but are we not?
Anaceto, the Earth is just like NASCAR; it's making a left turn. There you go, which is true. Um, when God when God would really stop the Earth from spinning, we would all be dead. True.
Yeah, I think we yes. Apparently, if
Yeah.
the Earth's spinning, we'd all be flung because conservation of momentum is a damn thing. We'd all be flung in the direction that the Earth is moving at like 1,000 miles per hour. That's where your 1,000 miles per hour come in,
Okay,
loves.
we'll come in, yeah. And Boomer, James Webb Telescope's been showing some super cool things. Yeah, some of the images that have been coming back from that have been freaking awesome. Have you been checking those out, Sal?
Yeah, I have. I'm
Some
not
of them
very.
have been.
Yeah, I mean they're really cool, great. Um, we can see those things. I'm happy to see those things. I'm happy to, know that in this vast universe, here we are. Specks of dust. We have all these cool things ourselves. You know, but this is my problem with the creator God conception. Concept. Um, like for example, our solar system is moving around the galaxy. It takes like 225 million years or something. So
Yep,
I
sounds
did
about
some
right.
fucking gumshoe math, and I found that we are in like our 19th orbit around the galaxy. So the Earth, the Earth and the solar system, we are like 4.5 billion years old.
Yep,
So, we've gone around the galaxy a couple of times. But
yep.
we really, I mean, a person gets what? Let's say a person lives 80 years. That's not enough time to see anything. Like,
It's not even a
uh,
blink.
listening to,
Not even a blink of an eye as time exists, is it?
yeah, we don't even get a blink of an eye. So, yes,
Exactly.
everything is awesome, and, if God created it, God is awesome, and, everything is awesome. But try to climb a mountain. You need specialized equipment to get yourself to, for example, the top of Everest. And I've got an even better example where uh, the Top Gear guys, Rick Ruffman and James May and Richard Hammond, went to the mountain in South America. I can't remember which one right now, but at one point in their elevation, they could barely breathe, and their cars wouldn't start because there wasn't enough oxygen to cause that ignition. So we have problems, but we are adapted. You put on, humans are so fucking clever. We've got all the equipment to take us, anywhere if we wanted to go, but it's hard work. If you don't take those measures, you're gonna die.
Yeah. I like Robert. So Earth is allowed to spin at 1,000 miles an hour, but when I drive 50 in the 30 zone, I get a speeding ticket. The injustice is off the scale. And Carl's in the chat. Hi, Carl.
Darling, how are you?
It's been such a long time. Bloody load shedding. I know. It's just you
No,
guys
I ran to
are
him. I ran
just going through
last week.
shit.
I ran into Carl last week on Matt M2M's live stream of that uh, thing that they launched to test the heat staging. What? I don't know what, but I was there um,
Yeah, it would have been.
watching, and I love the flat earthers' reactions afterwards. It was so awesome. They didn't realize what the the
What they're actually
purpose of
watching?
that. No, no, no. They didn't realize what the purpose of that test was. I mean, it's a damn test. Obviously, flat earthers don't know what a test is because they went past the damn school gates.
Oh God.
And
Oh
I like to tell flat earthers, we don't look up or down. We look out. Even if you're looking at the horizon, from your vantage point, you are looking out, away from you.
yeah.
You know, so you have to look at it from that perspective.
Uh, a test is a four-letter word to flirfs.
Well, it is difficult when you don't know what 5 divided by 0 is. Oh, goodness. Sorry, guys. I'll be back right now. Mifet, please carry on talking.
Okay, please mute.
How to mute.
Oh wow. Oh, now that she's done that, it's didn't realize how loud it was. Ah, so guys, a test may never fail according to Flirts. True, Carl. They do try. But so is math and word. Well, this is true, Peter. They only have one four-letter word, and that's flat. But there's three words. I'm fucked up. Oh, meth. Yeah, that's another one. Good on you, Boomer. That's true. Math instead of meth. Yeah. I mean, meth instead of math. Yes. So, at the moment, what I've got the situation so far South Africa is currently experiencing load shedding, which is their fucked up government sells their power to other countries and just cuts the power off to their own people, which is really fucked. They're also going through a massive heat wave at the moment. So, that's also fucked up for them. I just wish they'd send it to us here in Australia because it's fucking horrible weather as far as I'm concerned. Other people in Australia may not agree with me, but I don't care. Um, oh, and she's back. We're talking about weather again. Anyway, I don't know what it's like in America at the moment, but you're supposed to be in. I don't think you guys are even having, if you're from over there, are even having any decent, like, summer weather. I don't know. Or winter weather, whatever the hell you're supposed to be having. Anyway,
Who?
Sal's back. Yay!
Who's supposed to be having winter weather? Tell me and I'll tell you if they are. Because remember, I got the Indian thing wrong. Remember, I thought India was in bloody the southern hemisphere. I thought at
Oh my
least it
god.
will be touching the south, but no, I was fucking wrong. So, oh my
Oh,
goodness,
Robert,
Carl.
there was a time, I don't know if it's still true, that flat Earth believed that Australia didn't exist. Did that mean that at the time there were no flat earthers in Australia? Good question. And Peter, yeah, come to Cairns. I know I've been to Cairns. It's
Australia has
beautiful up there.
Australia has
But it's a
really
it.
terrible flat earthers, like horrible people. They're not. I know quite a few Australians, and you guys are so nice. And then these guys come along and they act like complete. I don't know.
Psychotic.
And you wonder, did you? I mean, are you really Australian, or did you move there from somewhere else, and now you're trying to perpetuate your stupid flat Earth idea in that country? But then they open their mouth and they have the Australian accent, and you think,
Yeah, but that
damn,
doesn't matter.
how can you take a sexy accent like that and fucking destroy it with that shit coming out of your mouth?
Uh, yes, I know they didn't acknowledge. Well, like he calls himself Iron Horse or some shit now, doesn't he? I don't know. Flat Earth Aussie, Jesus. He's just fucking insane. Like, he should be locked up. That's all I
You
can
think
say to
that
him. He's just nuts.
He thinks that we, the earth and us, we are at the bottom of the well. I don't know what the hell he calls it, but it's like, like the gravitational well. So we are at the bottom of it, and everything else is above us, and in like a, like a cone shape going upwards and widening as it's going away from us.
Yeah, and I agree with Peter. Feel the need to apologise for all the stupid Aussie flirfs and the godbotherers, because we have some pretty stupid arsehole ones of those too.
No, you don't have to apologize for somebody else's stupidity. Absolutely not. I refuse to accept your
Oh, I
apology.
agree, but that's Peter's said. I almost feel, I think
No,
he
no,
said.
I'm telling you, Peter, stop apologizing for other people's stupidity. That means not that means, but I don't want to
Yeah.
give them a pass because I've been doing this for 5 years, and there's so many things I understand better now. I mean, I wouldn't have even understood it. I wouldn't have even This wouldn't have even been a thing for me. And because at that time I wasn't working, and I thought, hey, let me do something constructive with my time. And that's what I started doing. I started filming and editing, and actually asking, why is that happening? Why would that happen if the earth was flat and stationary? And my the flat part doesn't bother me so much. The stationary part, on the other hand, because we have a bloody turbulent atmosphere.
Wow. I've just got some more updated information in the chat here. Flat Earth Aussie Jesus is a anti-Semite white supremacist.
Really?
He's
Yes.
also a vile disease on the scrotum of twisted dementia. And then we've got Scotty Storm, who's just unhinged as Mel, who's a real freaky dude. Mel is just real weird and scary. Yeah. So,
Plus another guy, I love Sussex, and he caught a guy who says dinosaurs don't exist or never existed. Dinosaurs.
oh
You know,
yeah, of course not.
we have millions of fossils of, like every
They were
shape.
all made up. They're all made up.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be making like God deceptive? You know, God makes these things appear a certain way, and you must come along and say, nope, nope. I know it looks that way. I know that's what the evidence says, but I'm not going to believe it because my God said that's not how it is, even though that's how it is. I don't understand. I know they say what cognitive dissonance, but the level of cognitive dissonance is ridiculous. It's right in front of you. I heard that, with the black swan photo, I heard that the one guy actually thought that that crane was melting with the heat.
Oh my god. Oh yes, Peter, and God put whale carcasses on top of mountains.
And mussels, apparently. And then the things that live at the bottom of the ocean, God put on top of mountains. That does that even make sense? You know? Okay, and then okay, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about,
Yeah,
you know,
flat Earth being dicks.
okay, so the
Get back
greatest
to the
thing,
sun.
I have a really nice camera now. It's just my smartphone camera, but it is a Samsung Galaxy A33. It's a very nice phone, and the app I use to do my time lapses has camera one and camera three. It actually has four um, camera settings, but the two are for selfies. I don't care for selfies. So I only use camera one. Camera one is just the normal view, 60-degree field of view, which is awesome. I can cover my sunsets, all in the same field of view. And now I've discovered camera three, and I've got a 90-degree field of view, which means I can see from the church to across the road on my left. You know, the church is there where the sun sets. If you've seen my videos, and uh, I can see all the way to the other side of the road on my left. So, um, we can see more things. And when we see that wider angle, what we see, I don't know, can't conform to a flat earth. I don't know. Is the earth round though? Is the earth flat and round? I don't know what like shape it is. Is it a square? Is it a rectangle? Or what? Is it round? Like a coin. If you take a coin and put it on the table, is it that shape?
Yeah. Well, it makes you
So,
wonder, doesn't it?
so maybe if it's round,
Yeah.
then maybe the clouds can move like that. I don't know. But there will be an even bigger problem because of the way it moves. Like if I start off with like, one of those wispy clouds I showed you the other day when I put my camera on when I was talking to you. Like that cloud over the church will move in that direction, and as it comes to my line of sight, it sort of like straightens up, and then it goes to the opposite side again. Like a window wiper. Your windscreen wiper on your car. Okay, but no, I can't use that as like a fan. It looks like a fan. With the I don't know how to explain it. Let me see if I can find a video. While Nupiet, you can. I'm just gonna
Oh, I
find
can
it.
talk, can I? Okay.
Sorry. Okay. First, you can talk. You can interrupt me at any time. Why are you being
No, I'm listening and thinking. Oh, I've seen a video where an astronaut had a table salt in a bag. The salt formed a sphere inside the bag. Just awesome how things make spheres in space. Good point. It is. I love seeing the water do it. The Yeah, on this ISS. Uh, Boomer, there was a meteor strike just southeast of Madagascar 11,000 years ago, probably cause of the flood spoken of in most cultures. Yes, I've actually just recently watched a sort of, not a documentary, but a whatever, on, yeah, floods that may have been attributed to, like, the story of the big flood of Noah's Ark, and how that's come from in different stories from around the world. It was very interesting. But yeah,
Noah's flood story?
well, the story of Noah's flood comes up, not Noah and the ark shit, but
Yeah.
the flooding of having big floods and sort of major cataclysms and shit like that.
Yeah.
There was a meteor strike southeast of Madagascar, but they also at 11,000 years ago, approximately, and there was, obviously, like the dinosaurs, a few million years ago, there was huge impacts on the Earth,
Well,
and
apparently
yes,
we've had we've had five mass extinctions. Ever since life became a thing.
the
God, people.
Burkle crater event. Oh, she's just disappeared again. Noah's flood is telling of an earlier tale. Yeah. So that's the Burkle crater event. That's the one near Madagascar. So that's, yeah. This sort of doco thing, but it was by I think it was by someone that was frowned upon for thinking everything was alien. but he's changed his mind and found further evidence of stuff. So, yeah, I can't remember what his name is because that's who I am. Go Sal, how you doing now?
Yeah, sorry, my even when I'm not at work, they always phone me. So I don't know how I'm gonna leave them.
Oh, 300-meter high tsunamis in places. Hell, that would have been not pleasant if you were on a surfboard. Yeah, exactly, Carl. We're created from matter that came from alien worlds and stars that all happened to splat together into a big ball of what we are today. Yes, Peter, star stuff.
This video is just uploading quickly. I'm gonna show you how it moves. We have, like when you have a wider angle of view, what is actually happening, because we are just seeing such a small portion of everything.
You know, I was very lucky that I grew up like out in the country, so we didn't have any light pollution and things like that. So, the view of the Milky Way and just, the stars, the Southern Cross, just all of it, it was just, you just go out and lie, in the grass of a paddock and just lie there and just, get really, really bent and just fucking look at the stars. It was great. It was amazing. It's, you know,
I
actually, I
did
never
it
had,
at, I
I was
was
just going to say, I probably should have dropped some LSD and watched the stars. That would have been awesome.
so many stories you would have
Probably
missed.
too much information. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Don't forget what happened to that fucking Discord channel that got what.
I'm not telling you how to make it. Sorry. I'm not mentioning anything.
I love the clouds. It really demonstrates the shape of the motion of the
Oh,
atmosphere. I
that
love
was
it.
something I was going to ask about or say something about is that flat earthers don't really comprehend that the whole of the clouds and the what's contained within the Earth's gravity, if you like,
Yeah.
this, the sky and the everything, the clouds and everything make up the Earth.
Yeah.
So
Part of the earth. It's not separate,
it's not
from the
separate
earth.
parts. And that's where I think so much of their issues
Confusion.
come from is that
Yeah.
they either don't understand or they don't want to understand
Yeah.
that, this bullshit, you can't have pressure without a container and all that shit is totally due to they,
Atmosphere is the container.
yeah, and that the whole of this part, this world of ours, including all our clouds and all our, everything inside, is moving together. So
Yes.
then the question comes up to a flat earther: how does wind work on a flat earth?
It's stationary. Why is there wind? That is like one of my questions. And as you've just mentioned earlier on, you've seen my videos where I've got clouds moving at different altitudes in different directions. And why would that happen on a stationary Earth?
Bloody hell. Carl's just put giants are farting and Peter's put baked beans. Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Very
a
fucking
lot.
helpful, you lot.
More.
I guess we'll have to find ourselves a bloody flat earther to explain these things to us, but
No, they don't even want to
I
talk
know,
to you.
that's what I mean. They won't tell.
They
They
refuse.
will not explain. Please
They,
explain.
and then when we explain, they say no. That's not how it is.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the most infuriating thing. Also, why do we
Yeah.
have dark? Why does I mean, if the Earth, if the sun was going away, if the sun was going away, then we should see some semblance of light, not?
Well, yeah. We should never not see light if it's the way they say it is.
Yeah. See,
Yeah, but
it's
not
a bit.
Peter. Not everyone. God says so, but not every flat earther are God botherers too. So there's yeah. You can't fix stupid. Yeah, totally true. And the sun isn't a desk lamp. Exactly.
Oh yeah,
That's why
that's not.
I asked Sal earlier whether she, has seen the dark side of the sun because, or, or was someone, one of the flat earthers said that the moon was on the other side of the sun or some shit, and then they got confused when there was the sun and the moon in the sky at the same time, and they couldn't explain that. I don't know. I've heard so many weird bloody things come out of a flat earthers' mouths. You just don't know anymore. You get crazy.
Okay, my video is ready. I'm gonna play it now.
Okay.
That's my 90 degrees field of view. You can see how much you can see of it. Um, you know, but um, where the clouds are at the left side of that bunch of trees is going towards the south, and on the right side of that big bunch of trees is like southwest, generally south. And if you look on the right side of this, where the tree is jutting out on the right side, to the left of that tree, there's like a little space, but next to that are a couple of trees, and that's where the sun sets at summer solstice. But you can see how far those clouds are. Those clouds are way beyond the horizon, like way beyond. Those clouds are like more than 100 kilometers away from you.
Okay, we've got a couple of things in the chat. Boomer says you are quiet,
I'm
although
quiet,
you.
sorry, moving away from this mic.
Okay, well, stay near your mic. Okay, we've also
Okay.
got. Didn't one of our fantastic politicians, this is from Carl, didn't one of our fantastic politicians want to send a rocket to the sun at night so it would not be so hot? Did you hear about that?
Nothing like that. And if they did, South African politicians, I'd rather not talk about them because I don't
Okay,
want to
yep,
see.
totally cool.
We can,
And
Carl, we
see,
can, wait, my pet, sorry. Carl,
okay,
we can have a separate discussion about that. I'm willing to
okay,
go off, but not on the stream.
okay. Uh, Anacito, don't flirts get pulled over at night? The cop's flashlight burns with the same intensity as the sun if they flash it in your eyes. That light gets bigger when that happens. Easy to figure. Totally right. They're all
Ah,
stupid.
yeah. Also,
Yeah.
Sir said found Shmuel pollen. Anybody in the chat knows who Shmuel pollen is? No? If you don't know, then you can
Wouldn't have a
go.
clue.
Sorry?
I said I've never heard of him or her or them.
Guy. It's this Jewish guy, and um, he says that he's flat Earth agnostic. Does that make sense? Flat Earth agnostic. He's not sure about the shape of the Earth. Is that what does agnostic mean? Like you don't
Well,
know.
agnostic means that you only believe. you believe that there is something that created, do you know what I mean? That created the earth. It's not necessarily,
No, he's agnostic on the shape of the earth. What does that mean? It's like you don't know what the shape is.
well, you don't believe in a particular God, but you believe that there is, uh,
No, you're not
um,
understanding. He's not talking about God
yeah,
in
I
that.
know. I know,
He's
but that doesn't make sense. That's the only, you can't be
yeah,
agnostic about
I,
something else. It doesn't relate to anything else but
yeah,
religion.
but
That's,
some people
it's, so he's
use not
fucked in the head.
to say, how they feel about like God and religion and stuff.
Yes. Thank you,
And then
Aniceto. He's just
comes
said what
along.
I was,
Yeah, but this
Aniceto,
one says is that for the shape of the earth. I thought maybe you would have a better explanation than, God.
it's just weird as shit. Weird as shit. So agnostic means you don't go to church, but you believe in a higher power. That's what I was trying to get out, Aniceto. Thank you for that. And when he sees it for himself, he'll believe it. Yes, I guess. Okay, you're with us now, Sal.
Yeah, no, I was just putting things because I'm very surrounded by all these things that I'm using. I mean, before I would just plug in my headphones and then I'm either away. But my kid set me up with all of this stuff, so
All right, well, mate, just make sure you talk into your
that's
microphone.
I'm talking into my. I'm
Sal
so
needs a
afraid of
beer.
it.
No, she's not a beer drinker. She'll have a whiskey.
Yes, yes. I actually Bobby bought me. I don't know whether I'm allowed to say, but Bobby bought me Johnny Walker Red Label, which is like one of my favorite whiskies. I'm a very cheap person, so um, that's like the bottom of the line of Johnny Walker. Yeah, we're drinking. I should have drank some now, but we are in a heat wave. I don't want to pass out.
Boomer has said a lot are moving away from flat Earth and saying globe denier. It's less thinking.
Globe denier.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what they say, though.
Oh,
It doesn't matter.
agreed.
You're using all the equipment that any knowledge, all this. I mean, we didn't wake up one day and this stuff was just there. It took more than 2,000 years, from the time we realized, hey, wait a minute, that's not the shape of the earth. This is the shape of the earth. And then to carry on from there to where we are now. I mean, everything we have, this computer, all the things that work with the computer, the microwaves, everything, it all works because we know what the speed of light is in a vacuum. So we can take that and manipulate it so it can work for us. If we didn't know any of those things, we wouldn't have been able to make any of these things, and then have this live stream where we've got people from, I don't know, uh, and Anisito, I don't know where you are from, darling. Um, you know, 2 continents so far, the whole entire ocean between us.
Yeah.
You've gone very silent.
Oh,
Can't you?
oh sorry. I'm reading the chat at the same time. Anaceto sort of went, applying to Flirt logic to this stream, you all ain't real because I can't see you all. And I just thought, well, I've never been real because, Australia, we don't exist. Um, and then Carl's basically,
I
I can't
wonder.
see right now, so it must not exist either. So,
We have a lot of South African farmers who moved to
yeah.
Australia in like the early 90s and stuff.
So basically,
Australia,
we all don't exist or we're CGI, as Boomer pointed
yeah,
out.
for
So,
all these
hey,
South Africans who moved to your country and many countries around the world, do they all not exist now or what? I mean, you move to a country that doesn't exist. Does that mean that you also now don't exist?
No, no one exists. God, no one's
No,
real. We're all fake and planted here on the earth just to amuse some fucking whatever. It's all CGI. No. And
no.
it's Ito's fake as a $3 bill. Yay!
See, the problem is you can't be fake and CGI at the same time.
No, well, I'm not. No, fake. No, no, no. Your CGI. So what you said is fake.
Oh,
That was Boomer saying that, and then he's saying it's all CGI. But Anacito says he's fake as a $3 bill, which is very fake because there is no $3 bill. And Anacito's drop bears aren't real. Well, that sucks because they are. You've just got to be very, very careful about them. I do have a sign that gets put under trees around my area when there's a drop bear present. So, you just got to be very, very careful. Um, and yes, absolutely, Carl, come move to Australia. You just got to be very careful when you come here. Um, there is something worse than drop bears. It's the jump rats. No, it's actually the funnel web spiders, but we won't worry you
I
with that right
thought
now.
the
Okay.
spiders in Australia.
Sorry, Sal, you're very, very quiet again. Talking to your mic,
I,
please.
because of the spiders in Australia, I told Bobby that we'll meet you in the middle. We won't go to Australia. We'll like take a boat and meet you like offshore.
Yes, and the yowies, Peter. Yes, the yowies. And the bunions.
Here in the mountains where I am, there is a cheetah roaming around.
Ooh. If
I
you
have
put out cat food, would you attract it?
cat food. You crazy? It's a fucking cheetah. Are you okay?
Oh, it's
These
a
are
cat,
fucking
isn't it?
carcass of a deer or something.
Okay. Throw a carcass out the back.
No, the
Yeah,
people
the
around here,
platypus.
yeah.
Platypuses can kill you with the big. They've got like venomous claws, clawy, spiky things on their like on their heels of their feet, if you like. But they bunyips, no, they're not. They're very much like yowies, and they'll kill you, Carl.
What will kill you? Sorry, what will kill you? Oh, sorry, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Platypuses
Oh, yeah.
have venomous parts to them, and they're not like. Oh, sorry, Boomer. You know me too well. You know where my microphone was, don't you? Okay. Sorry, Sal. Go on.
No, I mean, if you guys wanna just carry on talking about animals and stuff, I don't mind. I can sit back and let you guys do all the talking. I can invite the other guys here and let's hear what they have to say also. I don't mind. I mean, I want to talk about you know the things I've done, but if you guys don't want to talk about it, it's fine.
No, go on. No, we're here to talk about flat Earth. It's just that while we were filling in things, got onto the topic of animals. It's okay. Last time you went away, we were talking about pizza. So, just
Oh, the weather.
on the weather. Yes, the clouds and things.
I had to put my fan back on. It's already like 33 now, and it's only 25 past 10.
Oh,
I'm
it's
sorry.
okay. We've only
I
got a
will.
little bit longer because I've got to go and make my dinner soon, or else I'm going to starve to death, and you won't want that.
Oh,
Oh.
you would have done all of that before we started.
No, it's all prepared. I've just got to make the sauce, throw the cheese on, and whack it under the grill, and I'm done. So,
Oh, it's not like you're going anywhere to do it, right? You're gonna
oh
stay.
no, I just got to walk over to my kitchen and put it all together. Well, I've got to make the sauce and like I said, whack cheese on the front of the grill, but you know, you know,
if you wanna.
it's going to be yummy.
So, yeah, I'm sure you make some great uh, food. You enjoy some really good veggies and stuff. Because
Oh yeah.
I'm very lazy
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
when it comes to cooking.
Well, it's every
Uh,
veggie I had in my fridge, so I just grabbed them all out and just threw them all in, and it's like, yep, veggie bake.
here's Carl with his pizza again.
Yeah,
Carl, is it Japanese or
yeah,
Roman?
homemade pizza in an air fryer. Boomer, yep, absolutely. Sorry, Roman, you were saying
Ask
South?
Carl, is it Debonairs or Roman pizza?
Ah, are they like your take home ones out of the
Yeah,
supermarket?
no, they're the ones you order. It's like actual
Oh, so a
pizzerias.
bit like, yeah, be like our Domino's and Pizza Hut
Yeah,
or
Domino's. We have
places
Domino's
like
here.
that. Yeah, I don't like Domino's, yuck.
We have Pizza Hut anymore. They took it away. Ah, Carl says
Yeah,
Roman.
they've pretty much taken it away from us too, I think. You might be able to get, there's might be one or two Pizza Huts still out there, but not where I know of.
From what I understand about Pizza Hut itself took a license away from South Africa because they found some. This was a long time ago, probably in like middle 90s or something. They
Yeah,
did
it
pop
was.
up again, but then I don't know what happened, and they all just disappeared.
Yeah, boomers, bloody Romans. What they ever do for you? Um, and Peter, I
Except,
agree. Everything tastes better upside down because your taste buds are on the top of your tongue. And that was in an ad campaign here in Australia for some margarine. Turn everything taste buds are on the top of your tongue, so turn your bread upside down. Oh, and
yes,
Anacito
Carl
made
has
barbecue pulled pork
Carl,
sliders.
Carl has to go because obviously load shedding is causing him some hassles.
Oh no! All right,
But
Carl, you take care.
if you've done solving the problem, good luck.
Oh, was it a Vegemite ad? I thought it was for the margarine, but I stand corrected.
The
Anyway,
what?
oh, the turn your bread upside down because your taste buds are on the top of your tongue, so turn your bread upside down. It was a part of a ad campaign here in Australia.
Oh yeah, you don't. You bite the bread on the spread side in towards your tongue instead of the other way around. That is
Yes,
brilliant. That is-
it was a good ad campaign. Memory is a funny thing, and I like rabbit holes. There
I
you
wish
go.
that that author would come talk to us.
Oh, Peter will one day. He will, but yeah, we've been on for nearly an hour and a half, so it's a
Oh,
long
you want?
time for poor people to listen to us crap on. I mean, God. Well, no.
Oh,
Oh, no. Well, if you want to bring some people in, it's just that I do have to go. So if you want, Peter will come in and talk to you, I'm sure. Who else is out there? If,
Carl said he'll
if
return in 50 minutes.
I was going to say, and maybe Boomer would like to come in if his internet's up to it. I don't know. And Aceto might be able to come in and chat. I don't know.
I need a flat
Ask.
earther, guys. I need a flat earther.
Oh, okay. Well, you
Know any?
guys go and see if you can dig up a flat earther for Sal to talk to, or or one of you go and talk to her, or come in and talk to her. How about you drop a link to your StreamYards to Need pre-warming, got a dress for a live stream. Jesus Christ, Peter. Fucking hell.
You
You've
gotta
got
put your hat on.
yeah, you've got Peter in your Discord, haven't you, Sal?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go quickly there.
Anyway, well, it's been an interesting evening or
Okay.
morning, wherever
It's
you
been.
may be.
It would have been more interesting if there was a flat earther that I can show my paper to. I have a little piece of paper here where
Yeah.
I did for 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023. I did exactly where the sun was.
Was. Oh,
Yeah.
Anacito, about to go to sleep. Thanks for leaving the stream running, but up
Went
for
to sleep.
20 hours. Go to bed, young person, or I will fly over there and be very smacky bottomy. Okay, do as told. Sweet dreams,
Hey,
darling.
uh, I'm so. He won't talk to me.
Flatzoid, yeah, he's a big chicken. Won't talk to anybody. He only does what you call it, response to response, like response videos to his response videos and all that sort of shit. Does response to response to response and all that
No,
shit.
him in. He was on. He was talking to FTFE. I think like last week.
Oh,
Oh, here's Purple also. Hi, Purple.
hey,
Haven't spoken
Purple.
in such a long time. Damn.
Send Purple a link. Maybe she might want to come and chat.
Do you wanna? I'd love to know what Anisita was doing for 20 hours. Wow, like that is crazy.
Well, maybe none of your business. You never know. He might have been getting busy.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You I have a guess you and I don't know what he would say online. That's what gaffer tape's for. Um, I could do that if you give me a couple of minutes to get another drink. There you go. Send people a link. Oh,
Already done. And,
oh, there you go. Astro Rex. Hi, Astro. Put an invite in the chat here. There you go. All right. Am I good or what?
invite in the chat here. Sorry,
Yeah, just
Astro. We'd have to send each person an individual link.
why? Why can't you
Otherwise,
just?
I won't have any control. And then, not that I want control, but I mean, we don't want the live stream to go off the rails. Not that it hasn't gone off already, but I'd like
Safer
Mifet
that
at
way.
the causes of that.
Well,
You know.
that's all right because I'm going to nick off in a minute as soon as you get some people in here. My dinner is calling me, saying, "Stick me down your throat and eat me." Oh God, that sounded a bit rude, didn't it? Eat me, eat me with a delicious knife and fork.
Astro Rex is asking, is it Discord? Is what Discord?
Oh,
Uh, I don't think I have. I mean, if you want to come and talk, I don't mind.
no, what?
Maybe
Discord? Do you want to? What's your Discord? so that he can come and join you on Discord so that then you can send him a link direct.
Yeah, my Discord link I can put in the chat. Okay, I can put my Discord link in the chat.
Yeah.
How do I share my pets? How do I share my whole entire thing? How do I share?
Okay, hang on. Hangsionsies. This one. Let's go to the moon. Let's go to the moon. Uh, and then we'll go. Oops. There you go. There's Sal's Discord if you want to jump in there, and then she'll be able to then send you a direct link to your
So
Discord.
you're gonna go shower a little bit and then come back.
Hey, what?
The pet, you're gonna go and eat and then you're gonna come back.
I will do my best. I will have you still up while I cook and eat, so I will be listening for sure, and I will see how you're going. Okay? Because you might be having a good old time without me. I might just join in the chat and abuse you. Would I do that? Ooh, that was loud. Okay, let's see now. We'll go into. It's all right, so I'm doing it.
I'm terrible when it comes to these things.
Yes, you are.
I said wave, damn it.
You have. Don't worry.
I know. Okay, so now what must I do?
Okay, hang on a second. Uh, ooh,
I love it when everybody else helps me because I have
I
no idea.
know.
Everybody
Someone
knows.
else, someone else get their butt in here. I've got too many things happening all at once, and my computer's going, "Don't do this." And I don't like to be silent, and I can't do it while I'm talking and shit like that. So someone come and help.
Oh, yeah,
Post it in the briefing room. Oh, have you done it, or do I need to do it? Okay, post it in the briefing room. Okay, so I've got to go back to down here. In here, briefing room, briefing room, briefing room. Oh, you did. Thank you.
oh,
Why
is
didn't it
that
come
it?
up?
Must I?
There you go. It's popped up properly. So there you go.
Yes, yes.
So it's in the briefing room in South Space Station.
Now I have to go
Okay.
back.
Oh, you're backwards. So
Oh,
yes.
me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Um, because you're not a mod, it doesn't
Yeah, really
pop up
appreciate.
like it's meant to. But anyway, thank you, Peter. Appreciate it.
Okay, so you can go quickly and then come back as soon as
Just,
possible.
or have you got
Yes, Purple.
anyone? Has anyone come in yet?
Yes, Purple's just hopped in.
Ah, there you go, Purple. Hi, Purple. I'll be back later.
Hello.
How you doing?
Oh,
Right, I don't know what happened there. It's like I was in the back room and then it completely bounced me out of StreamYard.
Oh, how rude.
Yeah,
must be network.
it made me log in again.
Oh, all right, my loves. I shall
Yeah.
leave you to it for a while. I'm going to go feed my face. Okay. Bye.
Enjoy. Yes, just imagine it's supper for me, pets, and it's still like brunch for me. And for Purple, what time is it there by you?
It's going on 3 a.m.
Yeah, no, that's just weird. On a flat Earth, how do you explain this? If we get me pet back on here, because I know you're gonna probably have to go to sleep soon. But if we get my pet in here, that means we'll have, three people in three different time zones, supposedly
Well,
doing
I
different
wish
things.
I thought I was going to sleep soon, but nothing's working.
Really, are you still struggling with the sleep thing?
Oh, I have all my life, but tonight in particular, I've had 2 gummies and 6 shots of whiskey and 2 melatonin, and I'm still wide awake.
I think on my first shot of whiskey already. Like, I barely drink because it goes straight to my head.
Yeah, well, that's over the course of the last 3 hours.
3 a.m. is the best time to stream.
It has its advantages. I used to do my streams starting at midnight. Of course, that was when I had a lot more Australians participating.
And then I always missed it. My time zone just doesn't allow me to watch certain things.
So, what's your local time there?
It's now quarter to 11 a.m.
Okay,
10.
so you're going on lunch.
It's still brunch technically. I mean, it's not even 11 o'clock in the morning yet.
Okay.
Yeah. So 3 a.m. for you, quarter to 11 for me in the morning, a.m.
Yep.
Uh, and for Peter, quarter to 7 in the evening. But all on the same day. But soon, Peter will hop into tomorrow morning, and I will be in this afternoon, and you'll still be in like late a.m. or something.
So,
I
is
don't know
Peter
how
Australian?
we can reconcile all of these things.
Yep. I have that problem all the time. The Brits are always starting things 6 hours too early.
Yeah. Jim, it's not their fault that what is that line called? The line of longitude? Meridian.
Oh, they fought for that.
Yeah. Oh, it is their fault then.
Yes, it is. There was actually it got close to the point of war that for about 50 years, I think, they were bickering whether that line should go through London or France.
I don't think it would make a difference where you put the zero. Just all the numbers will shift.
Yeah, but it was a big prestige thing to them.
And isn't London like now GMT minus one? I mean, they're not even on the dot. They're not 0 0. They're
Yeah,
minus
I,
one.
I think they do like half the year they're an hour off because they set their clocks back. I
Yes,
always get
I've.
really confused by that because the UK does it and the US does it, but we don't do it on the same weekend. It's like a month later here than it is there.
A whole entire month. Is it because yous are further, which direction are you? Further west than England?
Nah, it's just political. Yeah, which weekend they decided to do it on.
Yeah. Look, now that we've got the coordinates, down. why change it? I mean, it works. It takes you where you want to go. It gets things done. I don't understand why flat Earth
Excuse me.
can't just run with it.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter now because it's like the whole world's running on 24 hours. So no matter where you, no matter where you want to put the line, it's going to be the wrong time for somebody.
Yeah, but okay. For example, in winter here in South Africa, um, Cape Town is but way further west than where I am right now,
Hmm.
and it gets lighter and darker. When the in winter it's very much later. It gets like in the morning, right? The sun is only coming into your view at around 8 o'clock in the morning, quarter to eight.
Hmm.
It stays dark for much longer than what it stays dark here. So here by maybe like 6:30, you can already see the sky getting the light. But in Cape Town, that doesn't happen because they are so much further west than us and way further south than us. So it really does affect how much daylight hours you actually get, depending on where
Yeah,
you are on Earth. So that's
yeah,
why I was asking. I mean, yeah, they did it for political reasons, but you drive 111 kilometers and moving yourself 1 degree in the Earth.
yeah.
I don't know. Sorry, go ahead, Purple. I'm just talking.
No, I just gonna say that here we're pretty close to the halfway point. I actually think Minneapolis is something like 44 degrees north.
Yes.
But of
Um,
course, our cycles are
Minnesota too.
reversed. We're in winter now.
Yes, your rivers freeze over. I'm sorry about that. I won't be able to live in the cold for long. I don't like the cold. I don't like the hot either. I mean, we are in the middle of a heat wave right now, but the I even forgot what my train of thought was because the flat Earth just really confuses me. I don't understand
Yeah.
how you cannot see. They say see with your eyes, see with your eyes. You can see it right there, bro,
Hmm.
but they don't see it.
Yeah,
And
Peter's saying the closer you get to the equator, the more consistent the daylight hours. Yeah, the tilt
um,
doesn't matter as much when you're close to the center.
it actually does matter a little bit. There is that little bit of variation.
Yep.
I did I'm doing the analemma for 5 p.m. and that figure eight that it makes in the sky, my loop is fatter and higher on the left and slimmer and lower on the right.
Yeah, here now after we set the clocks back, it's dark by 5 p.m. I wish we would just stay on the daylight hours because it's like, it seems to me that extra hour would be more valuable in the evening because I don't know anyone who gets up at daylight.
Yeah.
Nobody gets up at sunrise anymore unless they're milking cows.
Oh, really? I get up at 5 a.m. every morning, whether I'm going to work or not.
Yeah,
I
well, my
don't.
father used to do that too, but he was
When it's
raised
like,
on a farm, so
sometimes I get up before the time, and for the life of me, I can't go back to sleep. Once I see daylight, once I see that it's bright outside, I can't go back to sleep.
yeah. Well, since I have so much problem sleeping as it is, my bedroom's a total blackout conditions. The brightest it ever gets there is no brighter than twilight.
Yeah, sleeping is a problem. Well, I don't have much problem sleeping. I'm sorry. I working and stuff just is too much for my brain. I come home, I cook, I feed my family, and then I'm playing games for like, I don't know, 2 hours or something until my eyes are really ready to knock out. I've
Yeah.
always got video playing in my ears while I'm sleeping. It's ridiculous.
It's a big part of my problem is that even if I'm physically exhausted, I can't get my brain to shut down.
Um, I hope I don't. Not being too personal, but what keeps you? What keeps your thoughts going? I know what keeps my thoughts going, and I don't like it. I don't like. I mainly worry about my kids, and everything goes around and around. But I have tried to learn to calm down a little. Try to convince myself to calm down. It doesn't work too much, but it does get me to at least get some amount of sleep so I can um, go to work and earn some more money.
Yeah.
It's,
Well,
yeah.
I've got the chronic anxiety too, although I'm not really sure which one's the cause and which one's the effect.
Oh, I see. So they sort of loop feed into each other.
Yeah, well, if you've got anxiety and you got too much running through your mind, you're not going to sleep. But if you don't sleep, your anxiety gets worse.
Yeah. But do you at least try and get some sleep? Like, do you at least close your eyes for like, an hour, 2 hours, something like that?
Yeah, well, it's just I don't sleep more than 2 hours at a time, which means I'm not really getting down into the deep sleep very much.
Yes, yes, and that means your body doesn't get to actually rest because when you're
Yeah,
in
so
that,
like I'll try to sleep and I'll sleep for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then I'll be wide awake again for another 4 hours.
in Australia, I don't even okay. I don't understand why you guys even have. I know that you said it was political, but is the daylight savings actually, um, how do you say, helpful? Is it actually helpful? Because we don't have daylight savings here, and at 5 o'clock in the morning in winter, it's pitch dark outside,
Yeah.
and at 5 o'clock in summer, the sun is already getting ready to rise. So and we don't give ourselves. I don't know what the point of daylight savings is, but it's almost like giving yourself a little bit more time of daylight hours. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, it's just shifting it so that the sun rises earlier in the morning.
Can you use more than one sentence to explain? I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Earlier. You want the sun to rise earlier.
Yeah, well, it's just that when we set our clocks back in the winter, then instead of the sun coming up at 6:30, it comes up at 5:30.
In the winter time.
Yeah. Um, Actually, those times aren't right, but that's the idea of it.
Oh, okay. So you end up getting more time in the day, like from the start of, for example, a work day to the end of the work day. You get.
Well, it's just it winds up getting darker in the evening. So, I mean, it's dark by like 4:30, which is before most people even get home from work.
Okay, so if you turn back the clock like that, then it's not dark by the time you are coming home at 4:30. It's rather getting dark at 5:30.
Yeah, in the summer, it's light for an hour more in the evening.
Okay, I think I'm starting to understand now. I think I'm
Yeah.
starting to understand because time is such a weird concept.
Yeah.
It depends where you are on the earth. Um, what time it is, but it's not. It's more than that. If you were on the moon, even though we like to measure things in like Earth hours or Earth days or Earth years, those objects have their own velocities and trajectories.
Yep.
but I heard somebody say that um, we count time with the, I think it's that uh, cesium. I think that's the element they use, and it's something like 30 million vibrations, and it doesn't deviate or something like that.
Yeah, the atomic clock.
Oh, is that the
I
atomic
think
clock?
that I think that sounds right. That was cesium. I couldn't remember which element it was based on.
Yeah, I think it was cesium, and then um, what else?
Of course,
Okay,
if you were on,
that 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 counting for the cesium would remain apparently steady on anyway
yep.
in the universe. I don't know.
No, Robert X is such a sweetheart. But actually, technically, if you were on the moon, time wouldn't move quite the same because they have proven that time is affected by gravity. So
Yes,
if you are
this is what,
someplace that the gravity is lower, time could actually move slightly faster. I
yes,
mean, it
and
would be such a minuscule amount that unless you're looking at the atomic level, you'd never see the difference.
yeah. So this is my other problem, with the whole, and I always, come back to the people who argue for God, in this regard. He gave us very little. He wants us to be in awe of these things that we see, but he gave us very little to work with. We don't get to experience, uh, time on another planet.
Yeah.
Maybe future generations will, but obviously not in my lifetime. You know,
Well, unless we can find some way to actually travel faster than the speed of sound, it's not going to happen because the people who get on the ship here are going to be pretty old by the time they get to the other end.
if they make it to the other end, because it's such a
Yep.
treacherous journey too. I mean, you've got all the space junk. Just okay, they look like they're moving around orderly, but you know, get into
Yeah,
the
but
path
I
of
mean, even
things.
assuming that everything goes right, traveling to the next star that could have a habitable planet is going to take 5 or 6 decades.
Okay, that also bugs me a little bit because, we've identified more than 5,000 exoplanets. But when you watch the videos of, like, the spectroscopy of those planets, and they say it's in its star's habitable zone, and then they explain to you, like according to like X-rays and whatever, um, the planet is like this, and it's like the most inhospitable places, you like inside a volcano or
Yeah.
something. And then they say, but these planets are in their stars habitable zones. No, guys.
Yep.
I mean, I understand what they mean, you know but maybe
Yeah,
that
when they talk
not
about an Earth-like planet,
just
it could have
rain,
an atmosphere that's almost pure methane.
yeah, or raining diamonds or stones. I saw another one the other day. The pressures are so vast from, like, the top of the atmosphere to, well, when you get to the ground, it's raining stones.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I mean, I'm not saying that it can't be conducive to anything called life, but not like life as like us. We won't be able to go live there while rocks are trying to rain on our heads.
Well, I mean, just look at what we've got to do to go down to the bottom of the ocean for a couple of hours.
Just a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean, there are all sorts of animals that live down there, but we can't stay down there long enough to really observe what they do.
yeah. Yeah, we get snapshots here and there, like little snippets in the light, like a creature just comes past for like 5 seconds, and you gotta go ooh, and then it's gone again. What was it? The Trieste. uh, that first thing that those two guys went down in. Those glass, the one glass, didn't it get a crack in it? That's how much the pressure was down there.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Now I have to ask Bobby to send me the video. But yesterday we hit like 37 degrees, and it was very hot. And they've got Coca-Cola in plastic bottles. They 2-liter plastic bottles with the Coke in it. They're standing on pellets, and it was so hot that the one actually popped its lid and just messed Coke everywhere. That's
Yeah,
also pressure.
I've got to convert for the temperature, but I think 37 is probably around 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
Mm, yeah. And for us in the mountains, okay, that was the temperature. I think um, the humidity levels was way higher, but it was so hot that the cold drink just couldn't stand the pressure and set itself free.
How high up in the mountains are you there?
I'm 1,200 meters above sea level, give or take. Depends where I am, because the whole place here is very hilly and a lot of
Ah,
cookies. And depends where I am. I'm generally 1,200 meters above the sea level.
I would have to drive a couple hundred miles to get any place that could go up that high here.
Oh,
The whole state of Minnesota, I think the highest point is only like 600 feet above sea level.
600 feet. I need to do some calculations. I have no idea what that is in meters.
Sorry. Yeah,
No, but I can the tab here.
it actually ticks me off that the US never went through with the plan to go metric. It would have made my job so much easier for so many years.
Sorry. Oh, why are you doing that?
I mean, when I'm trying to design things, I have to, be figuring out how do you multiply, 1/4 of an inch by 3/5 of an inch.
Yeah. Yeah, that must be very frustrating. What am I converting feet to meters?
Yeah, a meter is like 3.3 feet or
You said
something like that.
600. Uh, that's 182.88 meters. Wow, that means like if you look, I don't know, what do you mean? Like the land is like it has like hills and stuff, but not like actual
Yeah.
mountains. Okay.
Well, we've got like rolling hills here, because
Oh,
we're just on the edge of what they consider the Great Plains states. Which
so
you then have like 400 miles of everything just being completely flat.
no, we don't have that. Maybe that's why Americans are flat earthers. That's why maybe there are more American flat earthers than anybody else because you have such vast, you know, rolling hills that it's not, mountains or koppies or anything like that. It's just if you look out, you see flatness. Therefore, it must be flat.
Yeah. Well,
But
the whole country isn't like that. It's just certain states.
the continent of Africa is sort of like a mound. You know, a
Hmm.
mound. Yeah, that's what like Africa is. It's sort of like a mound. It starts off at sea level, and almost any direction you go, you're gonna go uphill. And I think that um, at the border of South Africa and Zimbabwe, it's about not about probably more than 3,000 meters above sea level. Open another tab. highest elevation of South Africa. Yeah, highest elevation in South Africa, and I can click. And yes, it's a place called Mafadi. It's 3,446.1 meters, or for my American friends, if they're watching later, 11,306 feet. It is the highest mountain in the nation of South Africa, but it's still lower than the highest peak in Lesotho, which is a couple, like 100 meters more than that. But that's I mean, 3,400 meters above sea level is a lot. And like in Durban or Cape Town, at at the shoreline, they are generally between 14 and 21 meters above sea level. Those people live near the coast. South Africa is a very, they call it steppe geography, STEPPE.
Yep, sorry about that. I
Oh,
try to
not.
mute my mic, but I'm coughing a lot.
I have a lot of network issues, so I always assume it's me.
No, I'm 2 weeks into my latest bout of COVID.
Oh, good. You guys, wow. Tell us about that a little bit. Maybe you want to vent with us.
Yeah, well, again, it's something that could have been avoided if everybody had taken it seriously, but instead they turned it into a political football and
Yes.
were so hyped on getting the economy going again that they didn't care how many people died.
It's very bad. The more they want to get the economy going in big air quotes, the more they are fucking it up. They should all just sit down and, you know, take a look around. Things are not working out. So, how long are you gonna be? I mean, are you have meds and
Well, I was already fully vaxxed, so at least that keeps it from getting as bad, but I still catch it. So I feel I'm already mending, so probably in another 2 weeks I'll be okay.
you know, your generations down the road, or well, I should say that virus. Like 8% of our DNA is viruses. What do they call it? ARVs,
Yeah.
endogenous retroviruses. They're part of us, and we share some of those with some of the other, um,
Well,
some
when
of our.
when you say my generation, I think you're giving me credit for being a couple of decades younger than I am. So
Oh,
I know what you mean, though.
yeah, but okay. Let's say now if you go had a kid, and your
Yep,
kid
I
had a kid,
do.
had a kid, and your kid had a kid.
Yep.
Down the line, when they test their DNA, they're gonna find this virus. Oh, for okay, not you personally, but whoever survives now and goes on to do, you know,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
gonna
Over
find
the
this.
course of 4 different relationships, I helped raise 9 kids.
Oh wow, that's a lot of kids. I only have four.
Yeah. Well, my oldest one's in her 40s now. The youngest two are in college.
Wow, I was sorry to now that just gives me an opportunity to brag a little bit about my kid. Uh, my daughter is and my baby son are coming home in a few days' time. We are on a countdown, and they have no clue that they are coming home on the date they are coming home. They think they're coming like 2 weeks later. It is so awesome. I've been keeping the secret for like 7 months. Do you know how difficult it is to look at your kid
Yeah.
in the eye and say, "Ah, baby, I can't wait for the 13th of December."
Mhm.
And in my mind, I'm just killing myself. So I have to type up her CV. She's got a job opportunity coming up. She's 18, but she's not finishing school because we had a very rough time about 8 years ago, so they missed 2 years of school. Um, so I got them into school, but she's worked very hard these last 8 years, and now an opportunity has come up for her, and I have to type up her CV. And this kid has done so many things. Like, I don't even think I remember even thinking about those things when I was like, I don't know what do you call it, grade 10. So, yeah, I'm very happy with how far she's come. She's done so well. And she's got her learner's license. So when she comes home in December, I'm going to give her money so she can go get her driver's license, and then off she goes. I'm very
Hey,
happy.
by all means, take every chance you get to brag about your kids.
Really, I I do feel a little bit guilty. I did have to send them away from me for a while so we can all try and get on our feet while they could get an education.
Hmm.
It took us very long, but we are here now. It's finally like it's the finish line for this round.
Yeah,
We
I
finally.
only see bits and pieces about how your education system is there, but it does look like it's a awful lot of effort just to make sure they get a decent education.
Oh, it is, darling. But my kid sits in a class of 50. And that's another thing I don't really like to talk about. But, you can't have a classroom full of 50 kids. That is ridiculous. When I was in school, there were 24 to 30 kids in a class. At high school, you got to have even less kids because there's so much to learn. Um, and in this country, there are teachers out of work. Purple. Why are there teachers without work? And they've made it so difficult that a teacher has to apply for a job. Back in the day, and I always say, don't hold apartheid against me. I lived in the system, and that system worked. No teacher was without a job. As soon as you qualified, you were designated as a school to go and do your, you know, your internship or whatever it was. It, teachers were never without jobs. I have 5 kids and now 8 grandkids. That is awesome. Peter, I'm telling you, that is fucking awesome. Um, I was an only child. The fact that I survived, apparently, the doctor said, was a miracle. I was born at 6 months. I spent 3 months in an incubator. So, I'm very happy when I see big families. And I grew up alone. My parents were always working. My mother was in and out of hospital, so I never really had anyone. And it hurt me very much to say, to send my kids to live there so they can go to school. But now that I've done that, I'm going to get my whole entire family, and I'm also going to have this big, um, not as big as your family, but I'm going to have nice, from being alone to there being 5 of us. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, I like big families, especially families who love each other and care about each other. I know that it's very difficult and rare these days to find it. I do understand that because all of us, there are so many of us, there's just so many things going on, and it's difficult to just spend that few minutes, you know, concentrating on somebody else when you've got to worry about yourself. But yeah, if you found it, I'm very happy for you. Coming back to Peter Noddle's highest peak in mainland Australia, 2,228 meters. Um, yeah, that's still low.
Yeah, well, that's I was saying. That's about 10 times as high as the highest point in Minnesota.
You're just living on the ocean and you don't know it, man.
Well, we're living on the Great Lakes,
Oh,
but
okay.
the
Now that I have you,
yeah,
so
what
now
yeah,
look
Minnesota is right on the Canadian border at the edge of the Great Lakes.
at America has like the best of a lot of things. You guys had the Western Interior Seaway, and that created so many different environments for so many different creatures.
Yep.
It must be just awesome, to live there.
Well, I think Minnesota also has about the widest temperature swing, of anywhere in the country, just because of the effects of being between the Great Lakes and the Great Plains.
Yeah, and the air moves differently closer to water and above water than like if there's no water around.
Yeah.
I've, I've realized that. Here we don't have like people have their small little dams. There's no like big rivers running here. It's very dry.
Well, our temperature swings here like between winter and summer. Like in January, we can get down to 40 below, which is the same on either scale, Celsius or Fahrenheit. And
What
in the summer, we can get up to like what's about 40 above Celsius, which is triple digits on the Fahrenheit.
isn't that like 111 degrees or something?
Well, like 100, 103, 104, I think, is about where we top out in July.
Oh, you guys, why is that variation? Oh, because of the water on the one side. And how far is the
Yep.
closest mountain? Just
Yeah, well, like I say,
Mount.
we're like on the edge of the Great Plains where the stuff really starts going flat. So, yeah, there aren't any mountain ranges anywhere near us. The closest mountain range is up in Alberta, Canada.
I should visit there one day. I have a dream. I need to go to the Burj Khalifa and take that photo of the Terminator line.
I'm sorry, which Terminator line is that?
When it's light on one side and dark on the other side, as the Earth is turning, you see the darkness creeping into the other side. It's I think it's at Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's there. I mean, I'm sure we can achieve it if I can achieve it if I had a drone or something. But it would be nice to go up there and see it myself.
Yeah, actually, Peter, we don't get any actual dinosaur bones in Minnesota because actually during the time that dinosaurs were alive, there was a great inland sea that split North America in half. So Minnesota was actually underwater for most of that time. But yeah, up in Alberta, Canada, and through the Badlands of Montana is where they find an awful lot of dinosaur bones.
Yeah, you see, while that action was happening with the interior seaway, that water actually receded and ebbed quite a couple of times. And um, while that was happening there, Africa was smushing itself upwards. Like yeah, like if you take the dough and you try to squeeze it through your hands from the bottom
Yeah,
and it comes, that's what Africa, and it's still doing that, smushing itself upwards.
yep. That's why you get the major mountain ranges are where two of the plates are pushing one under the other.
Mm, mm. And it's and that's why I get upset because we can't, we have to live a really long time to see the effects of it. Like I take a photograph now, and maybe I take a photograph in another 1,000 years,
Yep.
and you see the difference. You know, we don't get to see that in our lifetimes, and I think that. with the whole God discussion, I think that that's a very cruel God to do that to us, because then we end up bickering about you know the details where the devil is in apparently. I should my kid gave me this. One day if I have a clap.
Well,
It's very cute.
well,
If
the
I knew
devil is in us all. The question is whether you're going to fight him or embrace him.
which one, the devil.
Yep.
Oh, he's my friend. Okay.
Hey, Satan throws the best parties.
I'd rather be the friend's devil than, like, if we're talking in a Christian context, I would rather be the devil's friend.
Yeah, I've always said that assuming that heaven and hell are exactly as Christians tell me they are, I would rather go to hell because my life experience has taught me I could survive eternal torture better than I could survive eternal boredom.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I mean, there's a point where everything will just blend into each other, and I mean, all you are there to do is like worship one oak.
Well, also my family is originally from Finland, so the Nordic stock, and I find it interesting how much when you start to compare it that the Christian version of heaven sounds an awful lot like the Viking version of hell.
Oh, okay. Like what? Don't do anything except worship your creator and
Well, the Viking version of hell is that you're basically stuck on an endless ice sheet that no matter how far you walk in any direction, all you will see is more ice, and you will be driven insane by the perpetual boredom.
oh wow. But I thought the Vikings like settled in some places and just like traveled a lot of places.
Yeah,
Apparently went as far as like I think Canada, North America, and the northern tips of Africa, and like very small parts of France.
yeah.
They,
There are
they
debates on whether or not they actually made it into North America, but there were definitely Viking settlements in Greenland.
yeah, yeah, that's nice. I mean, at least they tried. Um, but the Christian
Yep.
version of heaven is, if you like, if there are 2.5 billion Christians, and probably you'll get 2.5 billion versions of heaven.
Yeah, there is also some of the artifacts that have been found in Viking graves. They have determined have been made of a metal that at that time was only available in the Middle East. So they had trade routes extending all the way to the Middle East.
Oh wow, that is very interesting. You see, there's just too much going on. Um, we have too many cultures, too many languages, too many influences. You, how do you know everything? How do you? Because I was listening to another flat Earth debate in big air quotes, and that oak said, "Don't trust somebody else. Go and do it for yourself." Now, how do I go and build myself a vacuum to measure the speed of light for myself, maybe 50,000 times before I'm sure, and then take that and then do the things that we have done? Send rockets to wherever, build mini computers, and
Yeah.
we've done so much, you
Well,
know.
and that's the
Um,
real thing about the flat earthers that gets me is that they're on the internet using a technology that could not exist if their model was correct.
yes, yes.
There's no way we could not have the communication satellites and the cell phones if if the model they used to put the satellites up there wasn't working.
These flat earthers have live streams. Live streams.
Yeah. and they get a lot of donations during their live streams. It's a good grift.
I wish I could lie so easily. I mean, I'm not saying I don't lie. You know, I do. You know, if it's necessary, I can tell a good lie, but not for this reason.
Yeah.
This is not the reason I want to lie. Like, for example, we are hit with the avian flu, and our parent stock has been completely destroyed, and we are starting from scratch. And I had 7 customers whom every single one of them, I told them they are on the top of my list because I knew that I was going to be able to fulfill my obligation, you know, to them, but I didn't know when. So I had to tell them as soon as I know you are on the top of my list,
Hmm.
which I don't feel is a bad lie. Yes, I lied to them, but
Well, no, as long as you feel you're going to be able to come through on the promise, I don't see a problem there.
yeah, and I was able to fulfill that promise this past week. It took me bloody 2 weeks, but we were able to get it done. But not for this reason. Anybody can go out. I'm not going to go do the 50 million experiments that have already been done.
Hmm.
That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous of you to ask, for you to ask of me.
Yeah.
Because I have these working things that work. Like if you tell me, okay, I get into my car and I drive, and I read the sign and it says Pretoria, 30 kilometers. And I drive 30 kilometers and I'm in Pretoria. What does that mean now?
Unfortunately, I could throw another conspiracy at that.
What? Somebody fucked with my odometer or something.
Yeah. Well,
My
there are
from the
some people who claim that North America is not as big as they say it is, and that the odometers in all of the cars are purposely miscalibrated so that you think you're driving further than you actually are.
No, I think it's a bigger problem than that because the mile is
Yeah.
1.6 something kilometers, right? Mile, right?
Yeah, it's
Mile.
about right. Yeah.
Yeah, not to nitpick or anything. Sorry, Robert. Yes.
Hmm.
If I wanted to lie to make money from YouTube, I would be a Christian apologist. Yes, yes, I would also be a Christian apologist because those guys fucking are coining it,
Yeah.
coining
My
it.
my late fiance and I often came to the revelation that we would have had a lot more money if we had a lot less ethics.
Yes,
There were lots of opportunities for us to exploit things, but we just couldn't see, throwing that on other people.
I think as a South African fluff, I would have been better than Flatzoid. I would have been a ranty South Africa. You know, take photographs of the globe and proclaim it to be, look, it's flat Earth. I could have done that. I bet you I could have done that.
Yep.
But it's not easy for my character. I find myself even being angry at myself because there are some instances where, the person I'm having an exchange with does need to be set straight for whatever reason. And sometimes I don't do it because I don't want to stand on somebody else. you know, it's, yeah, it's very difficult. And to keep it up for 5 years, Jaren has been at this for 5 years. 5 years. More than 100,000 subscribers. So even though those people are not maybe watching every single video, every time he puts out a video, he's getting, oh, I'm so sorry, he's getting money from it because he's got more than 1,000
Yeah.
subscribers. So
Yeah. That's
and I mean, I know that it's the algorithm and everything, but there are people behind it.
yep.
You're a person. You know what your algorithm wants. you know what you want from your algorithm, should I say? So make it that way. I mean, I searched yesterday and I asked how many videos are on YouTube. Take a guess. Anybody in the chat, take a guess. Don't go search it now. Just guess how many videos on YouTube.
Oh, I would have to think it's over 1 billion by now.
Yeah, it said there are approximately 800 million to a billion, over a billion videos.
Yeah.
And I don't see why not, because somebody is uploading a video all the time,
Mm-hmm.
you see. So there are so many videos on YouTube, and yet YouTube cannot, the people of YouTube cannot write an algorithm to show that this viewer has already watched this video. Can't you detect the red line across the video?
Yeah.
I mean, I get the same videos over and over and over and over, except Christian videos. I get a lot of Christian videos. I'm even getting Ken Ham and Jason Lyle now, and both of them irritate the out of me. Like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, lately I keep getting recommendations from PragerU.
PragerU is so bad. Did you see Candace go off the deep end?
Yeah.
Apparently, she
Well,
doesn't. Never mind anything else she said. Forget about everything else. She can't see that the moon landings are a viable thing. She makes the exact same arguments of all the other moon landing deniers that like MC Toon and FTFE have.
I didn't know that. I never heard her mention the moon landings.
Just recently, there's a channel called they are twin the Hodgson twins. Um, yeah, just
Y-
search Hodgson twins and you will see. They're
Yeah, I've
two.
heard of them.
Yeah, they just recently had a video this week where she is on video saying that she doesn't believe in the moon landings because how can you destroy the tapes and everything? All the evidence is there. All the radar and the everything is there.
Yeah.
We know that they don't have the original tapes because those tapes are not like, oh, you have a fucking 128 gig USB. Let me fucking plug it in and save all the fucking shit. No, they had those fucking VHS looking tapes. That one wrong thing in that player and it destroyed the whole. And tell me that you don't remember fucking VHS and um, those music tapes.
Yep. Yep.
Tell
The
me that you
cassettes.
here with your clear nail polish and cut that piece that got twisted and cut the other piece and fucking fix it. Then you lost half your song.
Yep.
It
Actually,
becomes
for a number of years, I volunteered for the St. Paul Library repairing all the videotapes that came back damaged.
oh wow, you see what I mean? And then these guys want to act like, oh, everything was so fucking easy back then. No, they struggled with everything.
Yep.
They struggled with everything. The fact that they made it to the moon and brought those men back. I mean, come on. If we don't believe in miracles, but if we ever had to classify one as a miracle, that would be it. Everything was rickety in that thing. Not like today's rockets, everything looks shiny and brand new. And yet still, somebody should go ask Elon Musk how many failures he's had in like
Yep.
the last 5 years.
Well, when no one had ever done it before, when there were so many unknowns that, and they didn't even have the computers we had, that most of the math was done by people using a paper and pencil.
Yes, and Peter says the tapes that we still watch to this day, that has been destroyed. That's been destroyed.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
where do we get the footage from if everything was destroyed? We make
The whole thing to me that makes the moon landing thing most absurd is that if the Americans had faked going to the moon, you'd think, over the 50 years of the Cold War, that Russia or China wouldn't have tried to expose this to embarrass us.
yeah.
But
I mean, the
instead,
one thing that was the,
instead, Russia agreed to say, yes, you beat us.
and now we'll try something else. You
Yeah.
know, we're gonna do these other things now because that is fucking dead and gone because you already did it. Now I'm gonna send some craft to Venus and let's see how that works out for us. It's fuck you
Well,
and your
actually, right after the space race, the next project that most people don't really know about was there was a race to see who could drill to the center of the Earth. And the
uh
Russians actually won that with the Kolobor, which went
yeah.
down about 7.5 miles. But at that point, the drill bits were melting, so they couldn't go any further.
Yeah, but I mean there's a point. I mean, okay, we can't people. I mean even craft, it's fucking molten iron. It's a molten iron and a solid iron. Or I don't know which one is first. Solid iron in the middle, the molten next layer. We're not gonna make it there. We got more chances of going to the moon than to make it to the center of the earth. But luckily, studying the earth has given us other ways of learning more about this planet that we find ourselves on.
Yep.
It's awesome. And then you wanna, not you, but the people who waste their time, being contrarians, or you know, um, the favorite thing of these guys, these conspiracy guys, is they will take something that has been scientifically rigorously tested and accept it. And then another scientifically rigorously tested thing they will reject.
Yeah.
Tea is a great example. And paleontology. Between those two things, we have a whole new genre of contrarians.
Yeah, as Peter said, the ISS was the next thing in space. That was the next big project of who could build a space station and keep somebody up there the longest.
Yeah, they're gonna let that thing go. Apparently, it's gonna cost them like $1 billion to dismantle and destroy the thing. That's probably still cheaper than what it costs to keep it up there.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
considering launching supplies up to them costs something like $100,000 per gram.
per gram. Holy shit! Stop talking. Okay, wait. I have captured the ISS, and I have just a normal cell phone, and it's just 10 times zoom. I have captured the ISS with its shape and everything. I was just very fortunate for the orientation that everything was at that time. I was able to capture the shape of the ISS. And I've only been able
Cool.
to do that once. Sorry. Tell me, purple. Purple.
Yeah, I'm not seeing the image.
What? No, I never put it here yet. What do you mean?
Oh,
I sent it to. No, only sent it to my pet because it's very fuzzy. You can only see the outline of it. Are you crazy? I'm not going to show anybody else. It's very embarrassing. But the fact is that I the shape of it, right? And I haven't been able to. I get an email to spot the station. So when I'm able to, I go out to look for it. I have been unable to get it because it's always, we are in a different space and it's a different orientation and it's a different
oh,
direction, whatever, right?
ow.
Jeranism actually caught the ISS. Everybody remember that.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of people thinks that they caught the ISS going across the moon.
especially Reds. Reds
Yeah,
and a strip live that are too what
which again, if the flat Earth model was correct, how would we be able to precisely, know the time that things were going to pass across the moon or that a particular lineup of the planets was going to converge? But
no flat earthers.
mathematically now they can predict that stuff down to the minute.
No, flat earthers don't give us any clues at all. It's flat. That's all you need to know. I saw a Facebook post. The Earth is flat. Debate over. There's not even a fucking debate. There is no debate. We just do these things to entertain you and me, mostly to like educate myself. I mean, I understand Venus's, you know, motion. I've I've been documenting it since September 2019. Still working on that because I'm terrible at it. I don't know many things, how to do many things. I don't know how to compile my data. I don't know how to bloody make a graph of all the information I have. It's ridiculous. But in the meantime, I will keep on collecting my information, and one day I will get it and I will put it into a book. Still doing that, not shying away from it. Yes, Peter. The other night I saw a brightness. It wasn't a star. I just needed to know which one it was. And when I went to look on time and date, I saw that it was Mercury, and then I quickly reset my camera and started filming it. If you say, "Oh, what is that one?" and then you go and check, and if you can screen record, and that nighttime map on time and date, you can screen record the whole play of whichever object you're looking at, and you will see that what you are seeing it do in that little video that you made for yourself is what's exactly happening outside, because it has all been calculated and calibrated, because we know exactly what fucking everything is now. God damn it. Sorry. I mean, we have the Parker Solar Probe. Anybody want to jump in?
Parker Solar Probe. I'm not sure what that was.
Really? So I say we, but it's actually NASA who launched the Parker Solar Probe, and they sent it hurtling towards the sun. That thing actually flew in the sun's corona, like 10
Okay,
million
yeah.
feet from the sun.
Yeah, I wasn't connecting the name. Now I know the project you mean.
Yeah. You see, also, we they send us the data. It's data, right? I mean, I know some of the craft they send do have like cameras and stuff, to capture some photographs or whatever. But a lot of the information that comes back to Earth is in the form of data, like graphs and pressure and composition, elements and everything like that. It's all coming in that graph form. Whatever. I don't know how they do it. I fucking have no idea, because I know it's terabytes and terabytes of data. And
Yeah, it all has to be digitized to transmit it.
yeah, it's a difficult process, and if everything was fake, space is fake. There's a dome. Why would we spend that money, building the craft, training you have to build whole new computers, software, everything for the stuff. And then it works, and then some dumb fuck comes along and says, "Oh, it's all been staged." Really? I mean, that's like billions and billions of dollars. I am sure that there are better things to do with the money. But this is also important for, the
Well,
knowledge of humanity to advance.
that's part of the conspiracy. That's the whole reason they're doing it, is because NASA gets these billions of dollars, and then they just all record the stuff on a movie stage and they pocket the money.
Um, I'd like you to please repeat the number you said earlier on per gram that gets sent to the ISS.
I thought I
Say,
had heard somewhere that it was like 80 to $100,000 per gram.
please can you repeat that? I think some people's ears just exploded.
Yeah,
Per gram, hey? Per
yeah,
fucking gram.
yeah.
I
So
think
just trying to
so.
ship food up to the people on the space station, just getting them food and water is just incredibly expensive. That's millions of or billions of dollars per launch.
Yeah. So now what? You know, it's not worth it. It's definitely not worth it to spend that money doing
Petabytes?
what?
Oh, just Peter North said petabytes even. Um, I'm not familiar with that. So is a petabyte like the next level up
Uh,
from terabytes? Is
yeah,
it a
terrible.
1,000 terabytes?
I would think so because there's just so much data.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, especially when they're trying to send pictures. I mean, well, if you remember the days of the internet before we all had the high speed internet stuff, that downloading a single photograph would take like half an hour.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's all ridiculous, and all of it like based on speed of light, isn't it? Everything's like all these communication things we do now. It's
Yep.
all based on speed of light, and that's why sometimes there can be a delay.
Hmm.
Delays are a big part of our life when we are talking to people on other sides of the world.
Well, I mean, that's just to me the most incredible thing here is, you know, we're sitting here having a casual conversation, living on different continents.
And people don't find that amazing. No, it's all a conspiracy. Why would they? It's, at this point, it's like hundreds of millions of people because we are talking across generations, across centuries, across time zones. We are talking way too many variables to say everything's a conspiracy. And who is the they? Is it the lizard people? Is it the American government and the Chinese? Or who
Yep.
is it? You know, is it the aliens? Did the aliens take over the lizard people? I don't know. They never ever tell us who the they are in, their context.
Yeah.
Context. It's sabotage. Who's sabotaging you? You know, whoever the they are, do they know when I'm gonna just pull out my camera and take a photo? Is that orientation of those clouds against, with the sun in the background? Um, is that there just for me so I can take that photo and come here and say, look, guys? I don't think so. It's just too much. And then you move, just maybe 10 meters away and the whole view changes. Who's doing that person's viewing? I don't know. It's too much. And I don't even think you can, apply Occam's razor. It's just too much.
Well, most of the conspiracies are just silly on the level of Why would anyone go through all this effort? What's the payoff? What do they get from it? And how is the payoff they get from it big enough that they've kept it a secret for 500 years?
Did anybody
You know,
anybody
you'd think
watch?
in 500 years somebody on their deathbed was going to say, "Ha, it was all a big joke."
No, I don't think so. I don't think anybody's gonna say it's a joke because we have so many things at work. My
Yeah,
laptop is connected to the Wi-Fi, but not like physically. It's like picking up the Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is not even here. I only have a TP link. Wi-Fi is way down there inside the supermarket, and I still have it. And I can have this live stream. I mean, the last year or the year before when I've had a live stream, I used actual data. Like
oh, that must have got expensive.
yeah, every time I was at a live stream or did my own live stream or was in somebody else's live stream, I used about 2 gigs of data for about 2 hours, which I felt was worth it. Because I was with my friends and talking too much. But yeah, this is awesome. It's to have all these crazy conversations, and at least from a person who doesn't buy into. Like, hey, I love a conspiracy theory myself, but not silly ones. There are ones worth thinking about. I don't know
Yeah,
which ones that they'd be right now, but I'm sure there's a few out there that I would be interested in. But not the Earth is flat conspiracy, and definitely not, somebody rise from the dead, and therefore that makes him God. Those
you
are
know,
not.
I've had ideas run through my head about, just doing a series on my channel of how to take these conspiracies and make them a little less stupid. At least make two or three of the pieces fit together.
And what did you find?
Well, I mean, I write fiction in my spare time, so it's like, yeah, I'm sure that I could come up with more coherent theories than anything I've heard them pitching at us.
Yes, I heard. I was listening to. I watched a lot of Cersei, and he found Frank Turek. Frank Turek.
I know who Frank Turek is. He blocked me on Twitter.
Oh, well, Frank Turek, in my opinion, is not the best example of Christians. Right? If they
Yeah.
wanted an example of Christian, they need to go look somewhere else. But I heard him say that because it's God and God creates life, so God can be the one to kill you. And if God kills you, it's not murder.
So that would explain how it's not genocide when he orders them to wipe out an entire people.
Probably, probably that's there. But he doesn't realize that you can take that um, notion and apply it to almost any situation. It's a the Christian apologists make Christianity worse than it. It would have been like without the apologists, I wouldn't think that God is such a murderous monster. According to
Yeah.
his own word. I would have read the I would have read the Bible, and I would have taken it differently to how I think about it now. If I didn't have their influence.
Yeah, well, and just, that the Christians can't even agree. There are like 1,000 different Christian denominations, and they're all sure that they have the one true word of God and everyone else's interpretation is wrong.
Um, okay, I think that you are a little bit off by maybe one magnitude. I think there's like 44,000 denominations.
Yeah.
Not,
I'm not doing well with the numbers there. Peter also
I mean, there are
posted
like
numbers for the
tens of,
ISS launches.
not just thousands, tens of thousands. No, there's a lot of them. There's, there are a lot of them. Like, and a lot of them have fans. There are a lot of people who cite William Lane Craig, or Frank Turek, or that other
Yeah.
guy, Dan to
Well,
Reason, Greg
and the
Kokel.
Bible is the true word of the one true God. So how are we arguing over which version of it to use?
When we know that they've been editing that book from the beginning. I mean, Daniel 2 is not like a real part of anything, it's like an addition. From what I understand, it's not written by the same person as Daniel 1. I don't know. But the freakiest apologist I do come across is that Jason Lyle. I mean, the stars are billions of light years away, but
Hmm.
God created them like that in transit to reach our eyes when it reaches our eyes. Do you understand? I can't. I can't.
Yeah, I've heard about that. He made the speed of light different when he was doing the creation for us.
Oh, is that? I didn't hear him say that. He always
I've
takes.
just heard some of the Christian apologetists, the young Earth creationist, claim that God changed the speed of light when He was building the universe, so that even though the universe is only 6,000 years old, we can see things that are a million light years away.
Wow, that is. I didn't hear about that one before. But doesn't that make it a deceptive God thing?
Well, remember the whole thing with the Garden of Eden. He didn't really want Adam and Eve to have the apple that would teach them wisdom.
I thought the apple was a euphemism. I didn't think there was like a real apple in a real garden. I thought it was like
Well,
people
not
did
if it
the
was
whole
in the middle of 2,000 years
like.
ago. Apples aren't native to that continent. They would have never seen an apple that time.
Oh my goodness, it's even worse than I thought. Okay. No, it's all very convoluted, and then it leads you to more questions, and then it leads you to more questions, and then when they try to, answer you, it just leads you to more questions.
Yeah. Well, because any of the flat Earth models can answer a single question, but
Yes,
once you try to ask two questions of the same model, it quickly falls apart.
yes. And Peter says he has unlimited data now. Unlimited data. What does that mean? It's not Wi-Fi.
But I'm more worried about the unlimited data and circular reasoning. Unlimited circular reasoning doesn't sound like a good thing.
Yeah, but that's what they do. That's what they do. I mean, the one guy couldn't understand that I said in the beginning of this video, he couldn't understand that the pressure, like 1 meter above the ground, is not the same as the pressure just above the ground. Like 1 centimeter. It is two different mediums, and you got to treat them as such, and then you
Yep.
got to do pressure gradient thing. And that just says, oh, it's just one atmosphere, so it's just one medium. Boom. I'd love to ask a flat earther, have you ever watched the show Air Crash Investigation? Is
Well,
that
I,
all?
I was just going to say, just have them take a barometer up a mountain, because the air pressure at the top of the mountain is not going to be the same as the air pressure at the bottom of the mountain.
I actually tested that for myself. I actually tested think I'm about 1.3. I will do a proper experiment because my hubby is gonna buy me this watch now. You know, you get fucking gadgets for everything, and this watch has a barometer in it. I am so excited because my phone does not want to pick up the cardinal directions. I can't get a proper compass. It points north in the opposite direction,
Ah,
even though. And I've tried to calibrate my phone so many times because it says hold it flat and make that figure eight thing in the air. That
yeah.
doesn't work. I couldn't calibrate my phone.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would think with a phone app that the software would be able to adapt to your location, but
Sorry, that's my laptop telling me to do something.
okay, I'd been wondering what that sound was before.
Yeah, I tried to put everything on silent, but if I put the speakers of the laptop off, I won't have any sound.
Well, it was just every time I heard that, I was going and checking my Discord because I thought somebody left a message there.
That was my Discord. Somebody else is posting something on some other damn thing. So I put everything silent.
Well, I on Discord I've put everything silent except my own server. So it's only that when somebody posts something in mine that I get a notification.
Oh,
Otherwise,
interesting.
Discord just drives me nuts with making that tone every 3 minutes.
I only get the notifications of the servers like I'm involved in. Peter, yours, your pets, and every now and again I go into MC2 and see what the fuck he's saying about me. This Flatoid loves talking a whole lot of shit with his stupid. I don't even know what his arguments are. He should get out a fucking equatorial mounted telescope and film the southern stars and say, look, people, there's no rotation. Don't you think?
Yeah, you'll never get him to get a proper telescope when he's got his ultra perfect P900.
And I don't know which globe earther is giving away a sextant. I want a sextant. Why can't they give it to a globie? Why must they give it to a flat earther? They don't want to fucking use it. I mean, not that I'll be able to use it because I'm in the fucking mountains, but I would love a sextant. The cheapest one I could find in my country was like fucking 16,000 rand.
Mm,
That's about $800 in your money.
yep.
See, it's not that expensive in dollars, but yeah, it takes me um, 3.5 months to earn that money. So it's expensive for me. So if
Yeah, and
any
that's what it's all
out there,
about. It's.
sorry, darling, I didn't hear that last part.
I was just saying that's what it's all about. It's relative to what your annual income and your cost of living is.
Yes, yes, and we have to simmer that down because remember there are debts and all sorts of other things, in between like transport and stuff. So it's not really 5 grand a month. It's more like 500 grand a month. So now we are talking even longer for me to save to buy that six. But I want one. I want one. If there's any Globie out there that's willing to send one my way, I would gladly accept it. Uh, any other points you would like to make about the flat Earth? How far away, are things we see too close? No, what? No, we don't see far enough, but then we see too far also.
Well, the moon landing thing, of any of the conspiracies, that one's got a little more of a emotional impact on me. Because I remember watching the moon landing live when I was 5 years old. And that's just I grew up with that, with the whole, Apollo program in full swing there through the
I mean, not to
70s.
get
And
psyche of a 5-year-old, but I mean, did you ever think it was just a TV show or something, or did you know it was real and you were watching it live?
yeah, no,
Because
no, I knew that was a real news broadcast, that that was something that was really happening.
wow, that is so fucking awesome. I remember watching the Challenger disaster live. Um, I watched the second plane go into the second tower live.
Hmm.
Um, I watched it live, like on TV. I watched it like
Yep.
in real. These are the things that I've watched in real time, and then somebody comes along and says, "Oh, that was just an act." You know, some people did some things, and you think, "But fucker, so many people died that day," or for that tragedy, and these people, they were basically sacrificed, for a cause, and you want to come and say that their lives meant nothing because you think they didn't die, especially for the Challenger people. They went and found lookalike photographs with fucking same names, and really, I think wounded my faith in humanity a little bit more when they did that. And the flat Earth community,
Yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah, it's you know, just lacking any respect to the people who lost their lives in these things.
And they weren't the first ones to lose their lives for a cause like the Challenger. That was going to be a good mission if um, if it ended up being successful. It was going to be a good mission.
Hmm.
But look how far we've come. That disaster taught them, the people who actually build the stuff and do the maths and everything, taught them so many things. There's not been that many man disasters of these types of things, since Challenger. Were they? Rockets exploding with people in there.
Yeah, no, but yeah, they really did wind up shutting down the shuttle program for a couple of years, to figure out exactly how it happened and make sure it couldn't happen again.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, it's the price we have to pay to advance ourselves. Obviously, we don't want to pay the price, but shit happens, But we can't diminish what those people did. There was going to be the first woman to go, and she was a teacher. She gave up her teaching to go and do this for herself. It must have been a big dream for her.
Yeah.
And to just diminish it. I mean, how many kids now? You say, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" I want to be an astronaut.
Yeah, well,
It's a
that's when I was growing up, that was the big thing, that, everything in the news and all the toys, it was all about the space race. It was all about the astronauts.
Yeah, and didn't Neil deGrasse Tyson do a disservice to that? Apparently, he thought it was going to be the beginning of something great, and he looked again, and no man was sent to the moon ever again, and that's like waned his excitement. But what more do you need? We
Well,
sent a man to the moon. We found out, what the moon exactly is, and now we can work off of that. You don't need more men to die. Or
yeah,
yes,
well, another thing, another reason as far as the moon landing being real really hit me was something that my grandfather had said quite a few times over the years, that he couldn't believe the advance of technology because he said when he was born automobiles didn't exist and he saw a man walk on the moon.
yeah, but shouldn't he be more confident because he saw men, not have automobiles, and then man made automobiles, and that just fucking threw
No,
itself off.
that's what I mean. He had no doubt about it. He just found it, baffling how fast
How,
the technology had advanced.
yeah, yeah, and
Because part
oh,
of the
is
way
that
that he had earned his money back in his day was that he was one of only 3 people in town who had a team of horses to pull a plow.
that sounds awesome. Oh my goodness. And now we don't even need horses for that, and we use them for fun and making money. Like racing. I I mean, when I was a kid, we didn't have telephones. I mean, there were telephones in South Africa, but we didn't have them until I got them in my house in 1982, and that was still the old dial phones. And I mean, I look at my phone now, and it's a fucking awesome piece of machinery that I have in my hand right now.
Yeah.
It even looks good. And it takes amazing photos and so many different things. I can, organize my whole entire life on this phone and go with it. That wasn't possible even 30 years ago.
Yeah. Well, the computers that Apollo used to put a man on the moon, the ground control computer took up a space almost the size of my entire apartment.
Yes, I heard it was a very big piece of
Yeah.
thing.
And had about the computing power of a first series Pentium. Now that's how far behind what's in your cell phone that you carry around in your pocket.
Yeah,
And the computer that was actually in the Apollo command module actually only had about the computation power of a Commodore 64.
I have no idea what it is, but it's a very old computer.
It
64.
was a home computer from the 80s that had 64K of memory, and that made it one of the biggest ones of the time.
And everybody, obviously, I mean, that was it. Um, talking about technology, I remember a couple of years ago, I heard, I can't remember which movie it was, I think maybe The Flintstones. It took them like 10 years to make the movie because they needed to wait. Maybe I'm wrong about the movie, but there was a movie that they waited to make because they needed the technology and the software to be developed first before they achieved that, whatever they wanted to do. So you can't just, you can say, I hope, I wish I could do this or that. But you have to wait until it's developed or you try and develop it yourself. And then you have many failures, as I said, ask Elon Musk.
Yep.
It's not easy, furthering our advances as a humanity. It's not easy. And then flat earthers just come along and talk a whole lot of nonsense without actually doing the work. I think 5 years is a long time for me to dedicate, myself to this what I'm doing. It's and for some reason I can't stop now. I'm just gonna keep going until I move out of
Yeah.
here.
Well, I find it amazing that you've managed to be so consistent about it over so many years.
Yes, it's called keeping an alarm, darling.
Yeah, well, me getting myself out of bed every day when the alarm goes off is a major project.
Yeah, no, I'm amazed by with myself also. Besides my, like my kids, okay, yeah, they've been with me a long time. My hubby and I are together now 14 years. But this is a thing that I've really thrown myself into. I have a binder full of information of sunrises and sunset, 5 p.m. Gotten some information about Venus, Mercury, and Jupiter. I think I can do my own modeling now. I can maybe get some enough money together and get myself maybe like a stellarium or something like that. I'll be able to build my own model. You know,
They're still hacking here.
Oh, I'm reading a comment. Robert X. Moon landings were fake. If they were real, then why didn't they bring back any cheese? You
Well,
know,
they did, Robert, but they took the cheese from the side of the moon that we don't see, so we don't see the chunk they took out of it.
yeah, the dark side of the moon, apparently. And, it's so weird because the Arabs have a craft watching the moon, the Chinese, the Indians, not to mention everything that NASA does.
Yeah.
Um, it's just, it's too much. I don't see the Chinese, really being on the good side of, the Americans, saying that moon is not, well, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me that China would, send a craft to the moon and then say that, the Americans weren't there because didn't the Americans leave a flag or something?
Well,
Isn't the flag?
when the Apollo landing module took off, it actually left the base that it landed on the moon. So there's a flag, and there's the bottom half of the landing module at the launch site still.
So if any flat earther can like pull off a program of their own, you know, I mean, I thought flat earthers were making a lot of money. They should build themselves a rockets themselves and send one of their own to check. What
Well,
happened?
yeah, you'd think that they could all pool their money together, and send one of them on one of those Antarctic cruises to see the ice wall.
Oh yeah, I want to send them to the moon. You want them to go to the ice wall, which is apparently closer than the moon. Okay,
Well,
start
the ice wall is just a lot cheaper to get to.
cheaper. You think so? Traveling by ship is not that cheap. Peter says he feels China will get there before the Yanks. Where? Get where? Before the Yanks. I don't want to call them Yanks. Let's just call them Americans. Yanks are the Americans, hey. I mean, I don't want to, miss. I don't.
Well, actually, Yankees are what the people of the southern states called the people in the north during the Civil War. So Yanks are actually only the northern half of America.
Okay. So I take it we don't need to. It's, you know, it's not like we can go anywhere. Off the like us normal people. Yeah, those people send rockets. You know, they they send craft. They doing things. Us normal people, our best hope of like getting our feet off the ground is getting in an airplane and flying somewhere. So, for all intents and purposes, we are stuck to the earth. So, we should just enjoy it. We get this opportunity to, be alive, have this life experience on this one speck of dust in the vast of the cosmos, the vastness. And we spend so much time, and I say we, I mean humanity, because I'm not out there fighting with other people. I'm not killing other people. I'm trying my best to, pass on positive vibes to people because there's just too much heartache happening. And I don't want to be the cause of anybody's heartache. So I try to be kind to people as much as possible. But there are people out there who are just causing too many problems where there shouldn't be problems. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. You know, those are not the behaviors that brought humanity out of the dark ages, and into like civilization. I don't know if I'm wrong. You can tell me. Maybe I'm looking at things wrong.
Yeah, no, they definitely are, just holding society back. And unfortunately, that's, if you really think about it, the political stuff that they refer to the conservatives, and yeah, these are the people who want to keep everything the way it used to be. They don't really want things to go into the future.
But my
So
problem is, we've got these groups of people who don't want you to go into the future, but they're using the technology, they're using all these things, that make us who we are. It, which other animal can sit on the internet? Except maybe a chimp. Oh, I don't know. Yes, Peter, I agree. War is why the aliens haven't stopped by to say hi. Maybe the humans, those humans who are making the wars know something we don't. Maybe the
no,
aliens, you know, uh, bribe them or something to keep fighting each other so they don't come to kill us.
I
I
was
don't know.
about to comment on that because he's got it dead on. The
Mm.
Galactic Alliance has quarantined this entire system because as long as you can keep killing your own species in mass, how can anyone else feel safe down here?
Yes, you can turn on us at any time. I mean, you do have nukes. Nukes. You fucking morons. You built nukes. Oh, I hate the fact that one human being, you know, can do that. Well, it's not one human being. You know what I mean? But somebody gives.
Yeah, this at this point it can be a small group that can put something together.
Yes, but you know what I mean? Like one guy says, "Yes, press the red button," and
Yep.
some other dumb fuck is gonna listen to him and press the button. You know, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And what is it for? I mean, we don't have the evidence for God. We don't have the evidence for holy lands. We don't have the evidence. I mean, if anybody owns anything, um, we have to go back to like, Sahelanthropus chidensis. If anybody owned anything, that thing would have owned, the thing. So, yeah, I don't, as soon as I understood what evolution was about, all this bullshit with black and white and this culture, that denomination, I don't give a fuck. You're a person, I'm a person, and that's how I want to interact with you. Not you're a Christian and I'm not a Christian. Once we get past that, I think we can be great friends because there are, umpteen and one things to talk about except that shit. Oh, these guys are still stuck on the North gangs thing. Yeah, I don't like calling people by like their names.
What's that?
I'm talking about the guys in the comments talking about your North and South, your North versus South war.
Yeah. Yeah, and
How long?
I
I mean,
kind of
how?
thought we were past all that, but then after Trump got into office, it just kind of showed us that, yeah, there are a lot of people who never got past it and were just being quiet about it.
There's nothing to really get past. I think America's been piled on, or should I say, a lot of hurt and pain and heartbreak has been piled on top of America for no reason. You guys could have, lived such a nice, peaceful. I mean, you guys have so much that I wish I had. Just your natural, things, your geography, your topography, your natural resources. Everything should have been perfect and, used to your advantage to make your country awesome. Instead, I see videos about stupid Joe Biden falling on his fucking bikes. I'm sure all of that staged. For me, that is elder abuse 100%. Somebody should put those people in jail. Very. Hey, airplanes are a conspiracy. Didn't you check that Barnabas guy? You know Barnabas Nagy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that guy says that when you get into an airplane, they close the curtains and then change the stage around you, and the people change their skin color, skin tone, and everything to make you think that you're going to a different place. And then
yeah.
you are in the same place. You never go anywhere.
Again, though, why would anyone put out all that effort? What do they get in return for it? If somebody isn't going to make a profit off of this, they're not going to get more than 3 people to do it.
Yeah, because it's very difficult to keep a secret over such an enormous. I mean, as I said, it's three different things. Time, space, and matter. No, it's not time, space, and matter. It's generations of people, across continents. It's too much. It's too much. Like, how do you lie about gravity? How do you lie about paleontology? How do you lie that the zircon crystals in Jack Hills, Australia, are fucking 4.2 billion years old? How do you lie about that? Peter, tell us about the zircons in Australia. So the chat is talking about something different, which is the aeroplanes as well.
Now, that just spun off of that joke I made.
Yes, but they didn't. I mean, you can't get something right the first time. I don't think that is possible. You do something and you take what works, and sometimes what doesn't work also will give you ideas on how to make your ideas better.
Yeah.
So everything is a learning curve.
Yeah, well, you see which part of it failed that time. Well, that's the one that we need to make stronger.
Yes, when I was listening to that girl talk last week when they were doing that hot staging testing, whatever test flight of Elon Musk's, she was saying this test is to see how precise it's going to work and what calculations they need to work on if it doesn't work. She was explicitly saying that this is the test to see, you know, how close are they to being correct, which which I ended up learning how I can be correct with my observations. I mean, time and date is very precise. If you go into time and date, if you go into like the sunrise and sunset, you'll get a photo of the sun, and if you scroll down, you'll see how many millions of miles, kilometers. They use kilometers. We are away from the sun. Distance
Yeah.
between us and the sun, and if you can look at that time, you see it changing in real time. And you can do a simultaneous experiment where do a stick shadow, film it outside, and then go to time and date and watch that in real time. You can see it moving. It's the earth. It's the earth which is moving.
Yeah, Peter, failure is always an option. Surviving it, though, isn't always an option.
Yes, and the people who died while, and some animals, you know, I mean, we've done lots of experiments
Yeah.
and you know they gave their life so that we can have more knowledge. It's we have to be very grateful. And I heard Logic explain this. It's we are here because thousands upon thousands of generations before us, hominin or whatever animal it was, they survived, and we are here now. You know, they had to survive in order for us to be here. It's For me, it's an amazing thing. How many animals lived and died before I get my chance to, live on this earth and die? It's awesome. I get to appreciate it. I mean, very much more. Okay, Robert X, I wonder what you're gonna
Yeah.
buy. I haven't had any breakfast or lunch. I've been scrambling the whole time because I keep explaining to my pets I don't know how to do what the hell I want to do. I know what I want to do, but I don't know how to do it. So eventually, I just did this, which is
Yeah. I should be shutting down my computer. It's 4:30 here, so I should try to get to bed and see if I can get some sleep before sunrise.
okay. So we can say goodbye.
Yeah, well, I'm glad I caught you on. We don't get to chat too much.
Yes, because we live in different time zones.
Yeah.
So this on here again, and I'm just gonna say that if anybody's watching, they can like pause the video and take a screenshot.
Yep.
And
Your data sheets.
yes, so this is for every day for 5 years. Yeah, 5 years and 16 days.
Well, and
Yes.
I do appreciate that you and Robert X are among my subscribers on Patreon, so sending me a little bit each month to help pay my internet bill.
You're still getting it.
Yep.
Oh
You
wow,
can't
I'm so
notice that
happy.
they're still billing you for it?
Because the exchange rate keeps changing, so
Ah,
I don't know.
yep.
I just okay. No, I'm happy to hear that. That I mean, it's like it's nothing, but I'm glad that you are man, very happy. So that will keep coming. I might be able to increase it sometime in the next year. We'll see how it goes. Your dollar just scares the fucking living shit out of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We are at, I think we are at 20 rand to the dollar now.
Well, yeah, when your currency is based on things that happen in a different country, that's got to be unsettling.
Yeah, we have no stability at all right now. At all. Currency. It's really bad. But no, it's fine. I'm doing better in my life. And I don't mind, trying to do better. So, couple, I really appreciate you giving me so much of
Oh,
your time. I hope you
Peter, I'm sorry you're feeling sick there. I hope you're doing better soon.
I move away from Yes, yes, I'm feeling like you now. I need to go and maybe like throw some water on my head. It's midday now, so the heat is picking up.
Ah,
Even though I'm just sweating away. So thank you guys so much for joining. We'll all say goodbye together.
yep.
You got anything
Goodbye.
coming up? Plug before you go.
I just do my chats on my channel every Wednesday afternoon starting at 2 p.m. Central, U.S. Central Time.
Okay, that's it. No midnight mid America. I haven't seen that one in a long time.
What's that?
Midnight mid America. What do you do?
No,
Mid-
I cut down to only doing the one show a week instead of the two.
oh, see, I'm so out of loop. Very out
Yeah.
of loop. Right. Have a good morning.
Yep. Well, like I say, I'm hoping I can get a little bit of sleep before the sun comes up.
And to anybody who's watching who might try to want to watch later, I might have another live stream. I'll
Oh
see
yeah.
how it goes. Thanks.
Yep. Bye
Bye.
bye everyone.